slow down a little bit here over the next couple of days if you're traveling.
Now, ice storm warnings are in effect for eastern North Dakota, parts of South Dakota, and that's going to continue through those evening hours. America is listening. Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Not normally this warm. 49 degrees, cloudy downtown. No rain on your radar. Low of 31 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:02. Forecasters in Indianapolis say you can expect more mild temperatures for the rest of the week.
Tomorrow on Wednesday, we'll have highs around 46. On Thursday and Friday, highs in the lower 40s. And even on Saturday, highs in the lower 40s as well. Jason
Puma with the National Weather Service says we're about 20 degrees warmer than normal. A man who broke into a house in Mooresville at Christmas Eve is now behind bars. Kurt Darling reports.
Dispatchers got the 911 call from a neighbor who said that they saw a man breaking into the home next door. They said the homeowners were out of town. The cops got to the house at around 6 that evening, and not long after that, Corey Hicks, the man inside, threatened to shoot police with a rifle. So the cops backed off and let the SWAT team handle it from there. After about 4 hours, Hicks gave up and was arrested. Kurt Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Investing in mental health. Dr. Damaris Ortiz, a trauma surgeon at Eskenazi Health in Indy, tells Wish TV that a big enabler of shootings and stabbings can be a lack of trust between the public and the healthcare system. Their Prescription for Hope program is designed to bridge that gap.
We found that the people that were went through the program, had about 50% decreased risk of coming back in 2 years to any hospital with a violent injury.
She says those people are paired with counselors to help break a cycle of violence. Christmas is over. Sam Fritz reports on what to do with that live tree in your living room.
The Indianapolis Department of Public Works has a list available of locations where Marion County residents can take their Christmas tree to be recycled and mulched. Areas include Garfield Park on the south side and Riverside Park on Indy's west side. Trees must have all decorations removed, including lights, tinsel, and ornaments. Drop-offs are available between December 26th and January 31st. A full list of locations can be found on the Indy.gov website. Sam Fritz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:04.
Ring in the new year with the ultimate timeless gift, a diamond from Diamonds Direct. Whether you're ready to pop the question or celebrating a lifetime of love in 2024, Diamonds Direct can make this New Year's one to remember forever. Diamonds Direct is the area's destination for exquisite diamonds in all shapes and sizes, and our nationwide price guarantee ensures you'll get the best value, period. To showcase that spectacular diamond, we have literally thousands of designer settings from all the top names like Tacori, Verragio, Simon G, A. Jaffe, and many more. And our experts will guide you every step of the way with the education you want and the respect you deserve. Engagement rings, wedding bands, eternity bands, fashion rings. At Diamonds Direct, we specialize in the ultimate symbol of love, and we welcome the opportunity to celebrate with you. So start the new year with some new excitement, new hope, and some new bling. Diamonds Direct. Keystone at the Crossing, the official jeweler of the Indianapolis Colts, and proud to call Indy home. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
With traffic in the 5s at 3:05, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, 2 crashes coming in from the northeast side from Fisher southbound. A 69 crash between 96th Street and 82nd. That's blocking the left lane. Right after that, another blocking 2 left lanes with traffic stop back to 106th Street. Also, looking at northbound 465 on the east side going through Lawrence. That's okay here at the moment. Wide open, in fact. Traffic sponsored by Wendy's Peppermint Frosty. Wendy's Peppermint Frosty is back for the holidays, so take some time to chill this year. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Vanilla Frosty is temporarily unavailable. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Mainly cloudy skies today with a few peaks of sun this afternoon. Temperatures stay steady into the mid and upper 40s. Tonight, mostly cloudy and cooler with lows near 32. I'm Wish TV Storm Tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel. Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
93 WIBC. Listen to the Hammer and Nigel show. I am not Hammer. That is not Nigel. Instead, your host today, I'm Brad Kloffenstein. He is Jerry Lopez. You can reach us on X. I'm at Indiana Klopp. Jerry is at Indy Spanglish. Welcome to the show, Jerry. we are playing with house money today, brother.
Hey, we're doing it again today. Hopefully Christmas was great to everybody. Cannot even believe it's Christmas if you look outside.
I know. Isn't this glorious?
It is beautiful. I was outside. It felt like it was every bit of 55 yesterday.
I was walking all over Lawrence this weekend. It was fantastic. I got exercise. I mean, this is like a spring day. I was looking for the crocuses to be poking up, and yeah.
Have to remind yourself it's going to be snowing here before too long, so enjoy it.
You shut your dirty whore mouth over there, Jerry Lopez.
Listen, I do not like the snow either, but we will give it a run.
So, Jerry, let's start off. First, introduce yourself to our listeners who might not be familiar with you, since we are sitting in for the big guys.
Awesome. Too easy. My name is Jerry Lopez, on Twitter, like you said, at Indy Spanglish. Have hosted a couple of times with Hammer and Nigel, who will be back tomorrow. Wanted me to make sure you added that in. And yeah, just love to chop it up on X. Love to be in here talking conservative viewpoints. And I think I have as a first generation American, my family's from Cuba. I have a perspective that's different than most people. So
yeah,
I try to bring that out and say what needs to be said without fear of reprisal.
I love it. Well, you and I got to host last Thursday, and I had a blast doing it. So I'm glad that they thought enough of us to bring us back in.
We didn't wreck the car.
No, we did. Although the great thing is, if we do wreck the car, our name's not on this show. That is producer Carl that you hear in the background. I love Carl because he will laugh at our moderately funny comments and make us feel good about ourselves. So, Jerry, here we are, December 26th. You know what's happening again this time of year. Purdue Boilermakers ranked number one, second week in a row.
There it is. I know as a fan of a team who has never won a national championship, the rankings in the season matter to you. So I will let you enjoy your moment.
Hey, give us our 1932 national championship when they did it with the sports writers. Come on, man.
I'll let you have your moment. I'll let you have your
most Big Ten titles.
Yeah.
So,
how many national championships they have?
One.
Okay.
One. It was anointed by guys like me and you.
So did not count then.
Oh, it counts. Come on, man.
Counted.
Well,
I will give you this much. They're the only team that's ranked in the top 25 in the whole state, and that says a lot.
Yes.
That says a lot. No Notre Dame, no Butler, no IU.
Now, Jerry, I will say, and I've been saying this for a while, it used to be I was a never IU guy. Big Boilermaker. I'm like, all right, my days were always better when IU lost and Purdue won. I have changed my thought on that. Football and basketball are better in the state when both of those schools are good.
And same for basketball.
Yeah.
I love, was it the Crossroads tournament?
Yes.
They'd have them all come here.
Yeah.
Those tournaments are amazing to see them all play each other and just see the talent we have in the state.
I will say I'm a little disappointed in IU and Notre Dame for pulling out of that. I'm glad to see that Purdue was able to keep that tournament going in some form or fashion. This year, the Boilermakers played Arizona, and then Indiana State and Ball State got together. So
go Sycamores. Go Sycamores.
Sycamores are actually having a heck of a season.
Yep, go Sycamores.
So they're not quite ranked, but I would say that they are right now in the runner-up position for second best in the state this year. So, yeah, I'm just hoping that as this season goes on, when we get to tournament time, Purdue doesn't have to play Northwestern or anybody from New Jersey.
They just don't want to be the 1 seed.
No.
Don't be the
give
1
me a 2 seed. I want to get in there. 2 seed, chip on our shoulder.
Just don't be the 1, baby. Just don't be the 1.
Exactly. So I'm excited about that. I thank you for sharing my excitement.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'll continue to share your excitement. To piggyback on somebody that hasn't been relevant in 30 years, Nirvana is being sued again.
I can't believe that. I thought they settled this a long time ago.
They did, but so for those of you that don't know, in 1991, Nirvana had an album cover that featured a naked baby that was floating in the water with a dollar bill. Probably one of the most, memorable album covers that people remember back then. It's right along with a Michael Jackson with a tiger on the cover, right there.
It's iconic.
That kid is now an adult.
Yeah,
and
he's
he
in
has
his 30s.
sued and said, first of all, this is child pornography. I didn't authorize this picture. This guy being on the cover of this album was declaimed to his fame.
Right.
I hate to say it. Right.
Now, is he the one behind this lawsuit?
He is the one behind it. Yeah,
for some reason, I thought he was cool with it.
So he was cool with it because he had no choice. They threw it out.
Right.
But then California came out and said, well, every new release of the album constitutes a new statute of limitations. So since they came out with the 30-year album, you now within your 10-year window to sue him again. So now they have reopened the window to him having the rights to sue them for using that photo again, which was thrown out years ago because he was outside of that statute of limitations. Right. But since they released a 2021 re-album, essentially it's a brand new.
So, what are your thoughts on this?
It's ridiculous.
I think the same thing. I mean, this guy has the best bar pickup line ever. He's like, hey,
yeah,
you've seen me before. Yeah, I'm the naked baby on the album cover.
Oh, it hasn't grown much, has it, sir?
No.
Oh, I remember you. You're from the album cover. That's not. Yeah, that would suck. But so here's my issue then. This has to be twofold. If you want to say that they're responsible for having this kid on there, then arrest his parents.
Yeah, so
can't have it both ways.
And I've never seen an interview from his parents.
No,
I mean, I assume that there was somebody put an ad out in a publication saying, "Hey, do you have a cute baby you'd like to have naked in a pool and on an album cover?" And obviously, his parents said, "Yes, we do." And I'd also like to know, what did they get paid for that?
Right, and so the attorney for Nirvana came out and said it's a procedural setback. Basically, they said an appellate court found that each republication of an image may constitute a new personal injury with a new deadline, and cited the image's appearance on the 30th anniversary reissue of Nevermind in 2021. So now we've hurt him again by putting this photo back out there, is what they're saying.
I want to say lighten up, Francis.
I mean,
but...
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's an iconic album cover. It's one of the best albums ever produced.
That's right.
If you look and just see, where even Dave
Matthews.
No, not Dave Matthews. The other half of Nirvana.
Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl. There we go. What Dave Grohl has managed to do with the Foo Fighters, or if you're Christopher Walken, Foo Fighters. So I mean, it's one of the best albums ever. I can't believe that they're still fighting this in the court.
They shouldn't be, but this is typical American stuff, right? Like, he's not really hurt over this. He's just looking to make a quick buck.
Yes.
That's it. He's not really hurt. As a matter of fact, I bet for the longest time of his life, he bragged about being the kid on the album cover. I know I would have.
I saw an interview with him one time, and he did kind of brag about it. He thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, it would have been. But now he looked back and he's like, oh, I think I can make some money. Let me go ahead and try to sue. And rightfully so. The first time they're like, oh, dude, this is 20 years old. You can't sue for this.
Yeah, now it's 30 years old, which makes me feel way old.
Yeah, well, since they re-put it back out there, so time to sue again.
Yeah, I don't need to find something to sue over. I'm not that thin-skinned. I guess I'd like to talk to this dude and just say, tighten up a little, or toughen up a little bit, man. Come on. But I'm sure he's seeing dollar signs, and I don't know what something like this would settle for.
I don't know.
100,000, maybe. Although it's child pornography is what they're claiming, so
I would just put a note on the album cover that said, images in this photo are smaller than they appear.
Amen. With that, now let's take a look at the roads with Matt Bear.
Coming down from Fisher's Crash, southbound 69. Between 96th Street and 82nd, the left lane is blocked. Traffic is stop and go back to 96th Street. And then northbound 37 slows from Epler Avenue up to 465 because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Wendy's Peppermint Frosty. Wendy's Peppermint Frosty is back for the holidays, so take some time to chill this year. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Vanilla Frosty is temporarily unavailable. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
When we come back, we'll have a new segment to us. We'll be talking to Florida Man. It is 48 degrees at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, 93 WIBC.
I'm Darren Andrews from We Grow Hair Indy, and 18 years ago, I got my hair back.
I'm Rob, and 2 years ago, I got my hair back. Before the year is over, you can too. Get your confidence back. Go to WeGrowHairIndy.com right now. We Grow Hair Indy has the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant. It was the best procedure for me. Their easy 30-minute PRP and laser treatments fit into any man or woman's schedule. Find out which procedure is right for you. Call 317-522-2995 for your free hair and scalp evaluation.
I'm Rick DeMolin, former professional football player. I got my hair back.
Hey, Barry Krause, #1 draft pick. I got my hair back.
Join me and thousands of others and get your hair back. Call 317-522-2995 or visit WeGrowHairIndy.com. That's 317-522-2995. Before the year is over, get your hair back. Get your confidence back.
The EV deals are all at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. Like that Mach-E, the electric Mustang? Get yours right now. How about 0% APR financing for 48 months or lease for $529 a month? And right now, I'm driving the F-150 Lightning, which is incredible. For a limited time, lease a new F-150 Lightning for $599 a month. Andy Moore Ford, the EV headquarters. You've got questions. They've been doing this for over a decade. They know how to get you the rebates. How about over $7,500 in federal and state incentives? And an all-electric F-150 Lightning has you covered with seating up to 5, intelligent backup power, and on-site power for all your tools and gear. This all-electric truck is built for it all. Talk to Andy Moore Ford about purchasing your electric vehicle, how to take advantage of all their services like More to Your Door. Simply purchase your vehicle online, and they'll deliver it directly to you. Talk to Andy Moore Ford right there on Main Street in Plainfield, or find them online at andymoreford.com. That's Andy Moore, M-O-H-R, andymoreford.com.
Do you have a wet basement problem? Are you tired of cleaning it up after every rain? Hi, I'm Mike Smith with Swain Co. Crawl Space and Basement Repair, a real, local, Indiana family-owned company. Even a small amount of water in your basement can lead to a huge amount of problems. Don't let your wet basement problem get worse. Call Indy's most trusted basement waterproofer, Swain Co. Crawl Space and Basement Repair at 317-407-1868 or swaincollc.com. And ask about our easy, no-interest, no-payment financing.
My name is Donita, and I cared for my mother for 8.5 years. There were times where I was like, I can't do this alone. Then I found CareForth. They gave me the resources and the confidence to care for Mom at home. They even paid me. I'm so happy I was able to care for Mom, but even more grateful I wasn't alone. When I say they're like family, I mean it.
Caring for a loved one at home? Get support and get paid by visiting careforth.com. That's careforth.com.
Paid actor portrayal.
Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. In 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected.
Ethos fast and easy online term life insurance up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
93 WIBC, Brad Klopfenstein, Jerry Lopez sitting in for Hammer and Nigel today. People used to laugh and say this sometimes should be called the Hammer or Nigel Show. So we are in today. It's the neither Hammer nor Nigel Show. Thanks, guys, for letting us take over your show today. As Jerry and I said, we know we're playing with house money, although we're going to try not to wreck your show. You've got a nice car here. We're going to bring it back to you in one piece, unless somebody drops an F-bomb, Jerry.
It's not going to be me.
Okay. All right, there we go. He staked his claim. So we are going to do something. I think most people are familiar with. There's a website called Florida Man. This is not necessarily from that website, although in that vein, Jerry Lopez has found some stories, several of them out of Florida, that we found interesting. So, Jerry, do you want to read the headlines on number one?
Yeah, sure. So, I can't be the only person that thinks that all the wackos in the country live in Florida.
No, we have several. And
it's either Florida or California, and I think that weirdos are attracted to warm weather would explain a lot. But
yes.
Here's the first one. An overwhelmed Florida woman, 75 years old, is arrested after 309 animals were seized from her mobile home, and it had lethal levels of ammonia inside. She had 164 birds, 142 cats, and 3 dogs.
Well, I bet this was in a trailer.
I mean, that's a lot of animals.
That's a ton of animals. I don't know what's up with all the birds and the cats. I'm a little surprised there's only 3 dogs. Usually dogs.
How did the cats not eat the birds? And how many bird cages can one person have in their house? 164 birds?
Well, it sounds like she was falling behind on keeping up on all these. So, so the Polk County Sheriff's Office said in a press release that a deputy was dispatched to the home on December 21st to conduct a welfare check on the 75-year-old woman who was reportedly living in a possible, quote, hoarder situation. You think, with cats inside the house. When the officer arrived, he met with 48-year-old Lisa LaSherite in the front yard of the home, where the deputy told her, where she told the deputy that she was her daughter, and they were doing a welfare check on the older woman. So, Jerry, how many pets do you have, and how many is too many?
I have one pet, and if you have more pets than people, it's too many.
Amen, brother.
That's my house rule. More pets than people.
So I think that's a very good rule. So I know you see this far too often, and far more often than it should, where somebody has, started adopting pets. How do you think they get there?
Well, they start nagging their ex-boyfriend a whole lot. Next thing you know, you have one cat. You get a new boyfriend, you start nagging him, you get two cats. Then you end up being the crazy cat lady. There's never a crazy cat guy. Think about it.
That's true. There's not.
Think about that. Not a crazy cat guy.
Jerry, you are on to something there. So, what was that, Carl?
The cat lunchbox right there. A crazy cat.
Holy
right
cow,
there.
they're moving in on the studio.
Yeah.
I've been doing a little cleanup around here today, and I didn't even notice the crazy cat lady lunchbox. So, I feel bad for the animals. I don't know how somebody gets in their head that they're doing a service to these animals, and that these animals are better off living in these conditions than, heck, even just turning them loose.
Yeah. And birds can fly, so
exactly.
You can let them go.
Now, I got a theory on birds. I always say in the whole vertical spectrum, humans get the bottom 6 feet, and the birds get everything above 6 feet. So anytime a bird gets hit, I don't feel bad about it, because the bird had every opportunity to be anywhere but there.
Well, that's true. That's true.
So,
well, how about this one?
Okay, go on.
So a mannequin, I guess it's kind of like a fake, statue outside of this restaurant.
So
right?
not a real manatee.
Not a real manatee. Let's go ahead and put that out there. But during a drunken outburst on Friday, a man threw what is being called gator nuggets, and I assume that's gator-shaped chicken nuggets.
It is gator-shaped chicken nuggets, although it could be almost like Rocky Mountain oysters.
Could be. Into a Florida restaurant, and then proceeded to sexually molest a manatee mannequin in front of staff and patrons. People say Anthony Lessa, 23, was intoxicated when he caused a disturbance at Rick's Reef. To the shock and likely amusement of onlookers, Lessa then went on to molest the mannequin, which has been known to wear a T-shirt promoting the consumption of tacos.
I feel horrible for this poor manatee.
I mean, how bad did it have to be to call it sexually molestation? Right? Like, we're a bunch of guys. We've been known to do dumb stuff. Right? Imagine being 23 and drunk, and there's a stupid statue of a mannequin. Somebody's going to go up and do something dumb. How bad does it have to be to progress to the point where the police show up?
So now, Jerry, when we were putting together today's show, I was very torn on this story, because this very easily could have been a lewd nude dude as well.
Good, but he wasn't naked.
He wasn't.
No.
Okay.
No, he wasn't naked.
So he was just grinded?
Just grinded on the mannequin.
Oh, wow. Poor manatee.
Mm-hmm. The manatee had his manatee grabbed.
Yes, I know. That manatee's going to need counseling.
How about this last one? This is out of St. Petersburg, Florida. It was a Christmas miracle gone wrong. Police charged that 20-year-old woman repeatedly beat her boyfriend with the Christmas tree during a pre-drawn skirmish in the Paris, Florida residence. According to a court filing, Miracle Rivera, 20, and the victim, 24, engaged in a verbal altercation early Sunday morning in their bedroom. Cops say the victim separated himself from Rivera and relocated to the living room about 3:40 in the morning. She allegedly followed the man to the living room, where he was lying on the couch, where she picked up the tree and began to strike him with it repeatedly.
How often have you been beaten with a Christmas tree?
Never. Never.
What would you have to do to get beaten with a Christmas tree?
I don't think I'm capable of that. So he had minor scratches all over his upper arm and body. She was arrested for domestic battery, booked and released about 2:40 on Christmas Day. She pled not guilty. She has no contact with the victim, and the tree was not seized as evidence.
Well, that should go well to the perpetrator. She might get out of jail. Imagine sitting in jail on Christmas Day. You're in the clink, and the person next to you is like, what are you in here for? Like, beat my boyfriend with a Christmas tree?
I mean, that sucks, but imagine being the guy. This made the news. Now, if you're my friend, for the rest of your life, I'm going to throw this in your face. Your old lady beat you with a Christmas tree.
You get beaten with one Christmas tree, Jerry.
Yep. Start having
Forevermore.
PTSD when you walk around trees. Yeah, no thanks.
Oh, my gosh. So that goes, Jerry, have you undecorated from Christmas yet?
I have not.
You have not?
I have
How
not.
long do you got to keep it up? Or is it?
I usually go till after New Year's. When
Okay.
New Year's comes, you get rid of everything.
Okay. So how early did you decorate for Christmas?
Like 2 weeks before.
Okay. Now, if you're this guy, will you ever decorate for Christmas again?
I'll never put up another tree.
Lots of garland, lots of mistletoe. Yep. Very good. You are listening to Brad and Jerry filling in for Hammer and Nigel on 93 WIBC.
Denise has been playing jazz for 40 years. Last concert, one of the musicians fell sick with RSV. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a highly contagious virus that can lead to breathing problems. This time, she's choosing to help protect herself with Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory tract disease caused by respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, in adults 60 years of age and older. Abrysvo is not for everyone and may not protect all who receive the vaccine. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its ingredients. People with a weakened immune system may have a decreased response to Abrysvo. The most common side effects are tiredness, headache, pain at the injection site, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo, respiratory syncytial virus vaccine. For full prescribing information, please call 1-844-989-7284 or visit abrysvo.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These ideas were more than just a history lesson for a young Chuck Goodrich. They were a call to action. Growing up in Rowan, Indiana, Chuck took the principles of our nation's founding to heart, believing that in America, anything is possible. Chuck Goodrich was also raised with Midwestern values and learned about a strong work ethic and how to treat people with respect. While paying his way through Purdue, Chuck Goodrich earned an internship at Gaylor Electric. Now, 30 years later, Chuck Goodrich owns that same company and employs 2,000 people. A lot has changed for Chuck Goodrich. However, Chuck and his wife Tricia instill the same conservative values in their family as they place faith and family first. Now, Chuck Goodrich is running for Congress because he believes too many in Washington have forgotten the simple, common sense ideas that make America special. Chuck Goodrich, conservative Republican for Congress.
I'm Chuck Goodrich, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Go With Chuck Goodrich Committee.
Fraley Implement is your go-to Indiana Massey Ferguson dealer. They're located just southeast of Indianapolis in Rushville. Right now, Fraley Implement is offering exceptional incentives like 0% interest rates, cash bonuses, and free delivery within 50 miles. If you're in the market for a Massey Ferguson, chances are Fraley Implement has it. And if they don't, they'll find it for you. Stop by Fraley Implement and see what a family-owned dealership can help you with today. Learn more at FraleyImplement.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Not going to cool off much. Cloudy, 47 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. All clear with the radar. Partly cloudy, and 31 degrees is your low tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:30. Hoosiers may have noticed more mild temperatures over the past few weeks.
This is part of, the typical El Nino winter that we've been talking about. We've seen this pattern through much of December with above normal temperatures, and it does look like it's going to persist through the remainder of the month.
Jason Puma with the National Weather Service doesn't expect temperatures to cool down until next year. A person was hit and killed by a car last night.
And state police are trying to figure out why. I'm Ryan Hedrick. State Police Sergeant Matt Ames says there was no disabled vehicles in the area at the time of the accident.
Our troopers are still trying to work on to find out where the individual came from and, of course, identify the individual that is involved in this incident.
The accident happened in Clay County on 70 westbound near mile marker 22. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
People are headed home after the holidays. NBC's Maura Barrett is at O'Hare International Airport in Chicago.
O'Hare is very busy typically, but right now as I look, the security line looks like it's about a 10-minute wait for general boarding, so everything really going a lot faster than a lot of people planned.
Barrett says 4 million people have passed through O'Hare's TSA checkpoints in the last 2 days. Blizzard conditions in the Midwest aren't helping with post-holiday travel. Fox Weather's Katie Byrne reports.
The combination of snow coming down fast and winds as strong as 50 miles per hour made it hard for drivers to see. Now, parts of South Dakota are in the lead as far as snow totals, picking up a foot of snow already so far. The next wave of the storm is ice, already causing problems and some outages in North Dakota.
In Nebraska, State Patrol says they've responded to more than 100 weather-related accidents on Christmas Day alone. The average price you're paying for a gallon of gas in Indiana today, $2.91, says GasBuddy.com. That's below the national average of $3.07. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:32.
Totally changed my life.
It's amazing. I don't have any cravings. You want to quit, but have found it impossible? This is the thing for you. I have absolutely no craving. It's the darndest thing I have ever seen in my life.
It's not for entertainment. It's for results.
Do it. It works. Period.
You've tried everything else. You need to come and try this.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars. Early bird special, only $49.99 guaranteed. No irritability, no cravings, because don't just cut down, but stop smoking once and for all. In addition, use hypnosis to lose all the weight and destroy unwanted cravings. Seminars are Thursday, January 25th at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar, 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar, 8 p.m. Or Saturday, January 27th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar, 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar, 2 p.m. Registration is 30 minutes before the event. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
With traffic at 3:33, what's going on, Matt Bear?
All right, Harrison, looking at inbound 69. Both crashes have cleared from 96th Street down to 82nd. We are still stop and go, though, from 96th Street down to 82nd. Northbound 37th, south side stop and go traffic, Butler Avenue up to 465. It is a work zone. Traffic sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place in MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Mainly cloudy skies today with a few peaks of sun this afternoon. Temperatures stay steady into the mid and upper 40s. Tonight, mostly cloudy and cooler with lows near 32. I'm Wish TV Storm Tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
93 WIBC. Brad Klopfenstein, Jerry Lopez filling in for Hammer and Nigel today. Thanks, guys, for letting us take control of the hot rod. We promise we'll try to do you proud. So, Carl, guess what we've got coming?
Are we going into that?
We're going to go right into it, brother.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Here's another nude dude in the news.
So, Jerry, would you like to present this one?
A group of Miami-Dade students are facing charges after allegedly using AI to create nude pics of classmates.
Students are in some serious trouble after being accused of using AI to create inappropriate images of their classmates. Parents we spoke with tell NBC6 that two boys use AI software to superimpose their classmates' faces over fictitious naked bodies. The ordeal now leaving many of the young victims with emotional and mental scars.
So, Jerry, What do you think about this?
I think it's horrible. And as the father of daughters, because that's probably going to be the primary victim of stuff like this, it's very terrifying, right? We talk to our kids about, images and stuff you send out and even Snapchat and stuff. It doesn't go away. I don't care what your little app told you. That image will live forever, right? And we're seeing that now, whether it's Justin Trudeau in his blackface Indian costume that's from like 20 years ago, or it just doesn't go away. So this is terrifying for me as a father of daughters. And AI is definitely going to make these things a lot more accessible. And what will be perceived as a joke can really harm people in the future.
So where do you think AI is going? Is there some obligation for the AI producers to at least embed something on there, put something on there that says this is AI? I mean, obviously people have done this with, they've altered photos for years and years. I mean, nothing is new on that. But on this, AI just makes it look a lot more real.
It does, right? I remember, was it 3-4 years ago, we talked about deep fakes, right? And now you almost can't tell the difference. That's how fast it's gone in 3 or 4 years. On X, there's plenty of videos that have AI imposed audio where somebody else is talking and the lips match and everything matches, and it's completely fake. So definitely make sure your kids are aware of this going on, and talk to your kids about making sure they're not doing this as a prank, because these students were arrested.
Right, exactly. Certainly the people that they did the images of are the victims. Fortunately, the police did arrest 2 Miami-Dade students for using AI to make the inappropriate images. So does it say in here how they were caught? I know it happened off campus, which then begets another question. At what point do the schools stop being responsible for the behavior of their students when they're not in class nor at school?
That's $1 million question, right? I mean, when we were kids, bullying stopped when you got off the school bus, and now it's a 24-hour cycle. So it's completely different than how it used to be.
So, yes. So, any more thoughts on AI before we wrap up this segment? All right, Carl Sounder, please.
This has been another lewd,
Nude. Dude. In the news.
There we go.
I was going to say, it's not really about a new dude.
No,
but it's kind of funny just to play that.
I like hearing that sounder. I mean, we could actually, let's do a whole show of nothing but lewd, nude, dude sounders, no matter what the topic is. The next thing we're going to talk about is the Indiana Capital Chronicle, and a friend of the show, Nikki Kelly. Nikki probably would not appreciate. She probably doesn't even appreciate following the lewd, nude, dude segment. However, here we are. So, Jerry, Nikki Kelly, she has put out her Christmas wish list for the state of Indiana.
Love to hear it.
So, yeah. So her first wish. So this is in a letter to Santa that she has put out. So for those of you listening, Indiana Capital Chronicle, they send out a newsletter every morning. They've got a website, do a great job of covering the State House. So in her letter to Santa, the first thing she has asked for is a fair resolution to the water pipeline controversy.
That's the first thing she asked for.
That is the very first thing she asked for.
Disqualifies her from any further lists. We have bigger problems than...
Come on. Let me get your thoughts first on the water pipeline in the Leap District and 9,000 acres of farm ground going to be heavy industry.
So it's a touchy subject, right? Because those that need it feel like they really need it, and those that have it don't want it messed with.
Yes.
Right? And like you said, we're talking about a lot of acreage. And anytime we're going in and we're disrupting that, there's always going to be other consequences. But I mean, we're literally talking about taking water from one county and giving it to another, right?
Yeah, we are. And then that begets the question, how far is too far when it comes to spreading out our natural resources?
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, should water pumped out of...
And does the water belong to the taxpayers of that county?
Right. Does it belong to that county? Does it belong to the state? I mean, then suddenly you look at, the western states, and the whole Colorado River Basin is split up amongst, 8 states? So, in theory, you could say, well, this water is in the Wabash River aquifer. Eventually, that water probably will work its way over to the Illinois border. Does Illinois have a claim to some of this water?
Right.
So, all right. So that was her first wish. Her second wish, a substantive governor's race with detailed plans and discussions. So, I mean, there's Mike Braun is running commercials now that's talking about, being tough on China and defending the border, which don't really directly have anything to do with Indiana. Is she correct on saying, let's stay focused on Indiana issues?
It would be really nice if we had people running for governor that talked about actual issues and talked about plans and talked about things that we could see in the future, as opposed to just feeling like they deserve to be governor.
Yes. And does this also bring up another issue of, does Indiana, are we doing well enough that we just don't have any big things on the horizon? So there's nothing for them to talk about?
I mean, that's definitely not the case, but I think a lot of those things are too touchy.
So Jerry Lopez, if you were running for governor, what would your ad be? What would be the things that you'd want to accomplish?
We talk about gas tax, we talk about property tax, we talk about education, we talk about crime, we talk about school choice, because I think school choice should be mandatory. Just because you live in IPS or live in somewhere else, you shouldn't be stuck based off your area code or zip code. You should be able to go to whatever public school you want to.
Okay.
Yeah, I think those would be my top things. And I think that a lot of people would go with those, right? We need to make downtown livable. Spark was beautiful until that fool won the election, and then he got rid of it the next day, right? Like, we had the putt-putt, and we had all that stuff. And all of a sudden, Hogsett wins, and it's gone the next day. Like, joke's on you, voters.
How much time did you spend down there playing ping pong? Yeah.
None. I spent all my time dodging poop that was on the side of the ping pong tables.
Ew.
Yeah, exactly.
Moving on. Her next wish is a smooth election season. Says people should have a fair opportunity to vote without threats or concerns about integrity.
I agree. The only way to do that is with voter ID.
Okay. So don't we have voter ID already? No, not
we do
really.
in Indiana, but not in the rest of the country.
Nationwide?
Nope.
Okay. I'm kind of down with that. I mean, it's a simple thing, but yeah, it should be easy to – they make it easy to get an ID, and it's free. You should be able to say, this is me when you go to vote. I'm down with that. But you're right. I also don't think that we should be leaning on people, making them feel like they don't have the opportunity to vote. There's a happy medium in there, and I think all parties could be happy if – we all just did what we're supposed to do. Her next wish, do no harm legislative session.
I don't even have anything to say about that. What do you mean, do no harm? To who?
Exactly. There's a lot of people that can be harmed. You could harm taxpayers. You could harm children. You could, yeah.
It doesn't matter who's writing the legislation. Half the people are going to feel like they were harmed by it.
I would like to think less than half, but yeah, you're right. There's always going to be an aggrieved party, but at some point, you can get too cute, and this has always been my complaint about super majorities, to where they're making a lot of decisions in caucus behind closed doors, and sometimes I think it's good to have closer to a 50-50 split, because then you really have to have some lively debate and weigh out the pros and cons, and I think that's how you eliminate bad bills from sneaking through. Next, she had continued exploration of a great state, and she was referring to Governor Holcomb's recently narrated dozens of small videos highlighting Indiana attractions, history, and traditions. So how often do you explore Indiana?
Not very. I mean, I explore Indiana not very often, but I know we have a lot of things that you can do.
Oh, there's a ton to do. Okay. So me and my wife, we will go out. In fact, we've got a Facebook page just called Adventures with Brad, and it's kind of started during the pandemic. But it is not uncommon for us to just drive off to the far corners of the state of Indiana without a real plan or even a destination. And the jankier the road, the better. And it's amazing the cool stuff that you will find if you're just willing to go out with no intention of finding anything. So I think it's kind of neat that the state's doing that. So kudos to you, Governor Holcomb. I know Rob Kendall's not a fan of them. However, I will be the voice of reason on this one and say, you know what? I'm glad that somebody's out there promoting the great things about the state of Indiana. You're listening to 93 WIBC with your host, Brad Kloffenstein, Jared Lopez, filling in for Hammer and Nigel.
Terry Stacy for Cardwell Do It Best Home Center, just south of the Gateway Arch on Indy's South Side. Your discount roofing headquarters. Stop in for wholesale and factory direct pricing on the roofing shingles and supplies you need at the price you love. They offer dimensional and 3-tab shingles at low, low prices. Cardwell also carries a full line of best look quality paints produced by Sherwin-Williams, America's largest paint manufacturer, with paint and primer all in one. Cardwell also carries a full line of Hillman fasteners, and for winter, snow shovels, rock salt, and ice melter all in stock. At Cardwell Do It Best, you'll also find a full line of lawn and garden supplies, plumbing, electrical, with lumber and building materials too. Cardwell Home Center. Shop online at cardwellhomecenter.com with over 67,000 products available and free shipping to the store. Cardwell Do It Best, 3205 Madison Avenue, just south of the Gateway Arch on Indy's South Side, serving the greater Indianapolis community since 1945.
It's time to celebrate the moment with a trip to Barrington Jewels and Clearwater Crossing. Give the perfect gift this year with new designs, breathtaking diamonds and gemstones, emeralds, rubies, sapphires, and more. Plus, top watch brands like Rolex, Breitling, Omega, and Tag Heuer, including pre-owned for even more savings. And right now, for every $1,000 you spend, you'll receive a $100 gift card. Don't wait. Get to Barrington Jewels today. And remember, you haven't seen a diamond until you've seen a Barrington diamond.
There are many ways to eat McDonald's world-famous fries. Some eat both ends of the fry first, others two at a time. And some eat them so fast, they forget how they ate them.
Download the app for offers like 20% off any order of $5 or more. Because when you tap into favorites like a Big Mac, McCrispy, or fries, you tap into delicious. Valid through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid one time per day, excludes tax. Must opt into rewards. Visit McD app for details.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hi, it's Steve Mann. Have you heard the commercials for the Mark Patrick Stop Smoking seminars? And they said only $49.99 and it could work for you. So I thought, that's not even a week's worth of smoking. So I went. And guess what? It did work for me. You know, my friends and family are still amazed. I quit smoking. I didn't have cravings, anxiety, or weight gain. Listen, I don't know how it works, but I know it works because I'm living proof, and it's 100% guaranteed. So what do you got to lose? I'll tell you what you got to lose. A very bad habit.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and stop smoking without cravings, irritability, or weight gain. Early bird special only $49.99 guaranteed. Don't just cut down, but stop smoking once and for all or your money back. Seminars 8 p.m. on Thursday, January 25th at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport or 2 p.m. on Saturday, January 27th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Registration is 30 minutes before the seminar. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
Let Bill Estes put you behind the wheel of the powerhouse brands that define American toughness. Ford, Chevy, Ram, and GMC. BillEstesTrucks.com. BillEstesTrucks.com.
Hey, we're pretty social people at WIBC. You can find us all over social media. See what we're up to on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on YouTube. We're never more than just away. Just search for 93 WIBC.
Matt Bear, how are those roads looking?
Yeah, Brad, southbound 69, slow roll 96th Street down to 82nd. As southbound 65 starting to get a little bit slow around West Street to downtown Meridian. Penn, northbound 37 slow from Epler Avenue to 465. That is a work zone. Traffic sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
48 degrees on a beautiful afternoon, day after Christmas downtown on the Circle at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. This is 93 WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Brad Klopfenstein, Jerry Lopez sitting in today for Hammer and Nigel. Glad to be here. This is show number 2 of the Brad and Jerry Do the Afternoon show. So Jerry introduced himself earlier. Me, Brad Klopfenstein. I am president of the Greater Lawrence Chamber of Commerce. So remember, whenever you're in Lawrence, use the hashtag WhyILoveLawrence. Got that, Jerry? He's got it. There we go. I also own a beer called Alps Brow, and occasionally I am president of the Indian Licensed Beverage Association. So hence the reason we can talk booze and have a good time doing so. So, Jerry, there's an article that came out speculating the Indy 11, they've got a new, they're building their new stadium downtown along the White River. It's going to be a couple blocks from Lucas Oil Stadium. Speculation that this could lead to Indianapolis getting an MLS soccer team. Let me ask you, this is kind of a twofold question. One, do you think that Indianapolis could support an MLS team? And do you think that this is where we're headed? And two, will you ever go?
I would definitely go. I've never been to an Indy 11 game. I hear they get pretty exciting, so I would love to go to one of those. And I heard they're family friendly as far as prices and food and all that stuff. You can go enjoy a game and get concessions for less than $15. But I've seen the renditions of what they want the stadium to look like, and it looks like it's built for an MLS team.
Oh,
it does not look like it's built for a lower level soccer team. But I will say that not only this, but one of the things that people don't really consider is that with the growing population of Hispanics in the city, and a lot of Hispanics grow up as a soccer or football first family, you're going to have more and more people drawn to wanting to see this.
Yeah.
So the city could definitely hold it. The city could house a team, and I think that enough people would come out and support it to be successful.
Ursula Ozdemir, I'm probably butchering his last name, but he owns Keystone Construction, also owner of the Indy 11, a guy I've known personally for the better part of the last 20 years. For whatever reason, this dude is he's got the Midas touch. And when he sets his mind to something, it doesn't matter whether it's buildings and developments and commercial properties or the Indy 11, things just seem to work his way. I mean, he can work some magic. And while I don't think that we're quite an MLS level city yet, he's the one person I'd say could prove me wrong. And so, I mean, heck, I played soccer growing up. I went to Mount Vernon High School, and I was on our first varsity soccer team. Had been a club up until then. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of watching soccer, but I know, like, as you said, lots of people do. And when the World Cup comes on, the entire world will stop what they're doing to watch some of these matches. So I like the prospect of it, and just the more things we can have going on downtown, and we've talked about it. Our downtown is gorgeous. And now that we've got Hendricks Properties is coming in, is going to redo Circle Center Mall. I think all of this kind of builds together, and the demand for housing downtown has just been forever going up. When I say forever, the last 30 years. And I think this probably dovetails into that. And then the other thing, I'm happy that they're putting this on the banks of the White River. I've always felt that, Indiana, central Indiana, we don't have a lot of water. We don't have any mountains. We don't have any beaches. And it feels like we've always just turned our back on the White River, but that's a heck of an amenity to have flowing through. There ought to be more bars, restaurants, entertainment that happens on that river. And I know that there's been some plans in the past to put some low-head dams in there to where you can actually have recreation. They've cleaned it up enough where I think that could possibly happen.
That would be awesome. That'd be awesome if we could use that as some kind of springboard into getting some of the things that downtown Nashville has. When you see downtown Nashville, we could be more or less the same as Nashville.
Yeah, that IndyCar race in Nashville where they run across that bridge back and forth. Yeah. I mean, that is just cool as can be. I'm not sure that there's any seating there, but on television, that looks awesome. So, also, Jerry, I wanted to get your thoughts on there's all these new weight loss drugs that are masquerading as diabetes medicines. What do you think? Are these great for society, or does it just make it way too easy for people to find self-improvement in a shot or a pill?
Yeah, I think there's nothing more American than wanting to take a pill instead of doing the work, right?
You're absolutely right.
It just is what it is. My concern for these people is what kind of long-term effects you doing to your body, right? So
yes.
More or less, I'm not anti-vax. You can have your own opinion that you want, but I think as we realize, the further we get away from things, and I don't care if it's cell phones or microwaves or vaccines, the more information you have naturally. And I think a lot of people jumped on these, what is that one, Ozempic?
Ozempic.
Everybody's on that thing.
Lilly has theirs, Mounjaro, I think, and I think that the Leap District up in Boone County, I think, has a lot to do with Lilly and this new drug. So, yeah, I guess.
I hope it all works out, but I would prefer people do it the all natural way. Don't put pressure on yourself to lose 15 pounds in 2 months. Go out here and do it the healthy way, right?
Now you're a fit guy.
I'm fit on accident, Brad.
You're fit on accident?
Yeah.
The dart throwing?
That's it. It's the darts.
That burns dozens of calories a night.
Yeah. I eat what I want. I'm probably not a good example. I eat anything I want, and it's not. Yeah, I'm a Ferrari that you've never changed the oil in. It looks great till you start it up.
Okay, well, so, yeah, on these drugs, I think they're going to see more and more of them, but yeah, I'm with you. Let's do the work. You're listening to Brad Klopfenstein, Jerry Lopez, filling in for Hammer Nigel, 93 WIBC.
Night is crawling up to the day.
Are your health insurance premiums making you sick? George and Megan at yourcoverage.net can help. George and Megan have helped countless individuals and families save 30 to 60% on health insurance with superior coverage. George recently saved a family of 4 $800 a month with the Aetna Network $0 deductible and $0 doctor office copay plan. This is not a government-sponsored health insurance plan. So if you're uninsured, recently lost your job, on COBRA, or are paying extremely high rates for Obamacare or your work coverage, George and Megan will help you if you meet the flexible guidelines for health insurance. Yourcoverage.net will provide you the best coverage at the lowest rate. Their goal is to give you peace of mind and the utmost in healthcare. Go to yourcoverage.net and see for yourself, or better yet, call George and Megan at 1-800-491-5500. That's 1-800-491-5500. Or go to yourcoverage.net. That's yourcoverage.net, a premium personalized healthcare plan managed and designed by you, not the government.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
My husband Bob has Parkinson's and he needs more help now, and I need more support to help him. Thanks to Indiana Pathways for Aging, we're getting the support we need to help him right here at home, like with meal prep and basic personal care and even respite support for me.
Pathways provides Hoosier Medicaid members, age 60 and over, support for care their way, so they can live life their way. The program begins in summer of 2024. Call 87-PATHWAY-4 or visit in.gov/pathways.
Marcus Morris here with Family Heating and Air. As we're reaching colder weather, you may find yourself in need of furnace service. At Family, we specialize in solutions to extend your furnace life. Call the Fix-It team from Family. You can easily reach us at familyhvac.net. From our family to yours, have a happy holiday.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Your one blood donation can help save the lives of up to 3 people. Give blood through the American Red Cross to help hospital patients. Visit redcrossblood.org today.
It's the Planet Fitness You Can Still Join a Gym in 2023 sale. Now through December 29th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, and you can still do that thing you said you'd do 11.5 months ago. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. It's not too late. This can still be your year. So join today for just $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and pay nothing until January 17th. Hurry! Deal ends Friday, December 29th. See club for details.
Were you born from 1945 to 1965? People born during these years are 5 times more likely to have hepatitis C. So even if you try to eat right, exercise, and take care of yourself, you could still have hepatitis C, a serious disease that's a leading cause of liver cancer. If you were born from 1945 to 65, you should get a blood test for hepatitis C. Treatments can cure this disease. Talk to your doctor about getting tested. A message from the CDC.
Your local news coming up in 2 minutes after Fox News Radio from the Peterman Brothers Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis is 4 o'clock.
For ceasefire in Gaza as U.S. troops come under attack. I'm Ann Carrick, Fox News. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says his country is expanding its fight in Gaza, calling this a long battle nowhere near finished. U.S. forces retaliating against Hezbollah strikes and attacks against its troops. Fox's Trey Yingst is in Tel Aviv.
Overnight, President Biden ordered the U.S. military to strike a number of targets belonging to Iran-backed militias in Iraq. The airstrikes came in response to a drone attack against the Erbil air base that houses U.S. service members. 3 Americans were injured in that attack, one critically. It also comes as Israeli forces remain on high alert after an airstrike yesterday in Syria killed IRGC Commander Saeed Razi Mousavi. Now, in response to that strike, Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi said, quote, "This act is a sign of the Zionist regime's frustration and weakness in the region, for which it will certainly pay the price." It also comes as new fire took place along Israel's northern border with Lebanon, the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah firing into Israeli territory once again.
Israel's defense minister saying this morning his country is being attacked from 7 different threats and responded to 6, adding anyone who attacks them is a potential target. Ukraine says it damaged a Russian warship.
Ukraine says it has destroyed a large warship in Feodosia docked in Crimea. A large explosion was seen and many captured it on video. Russian officials said the ship was damaged and that 1 person was killed. Moscow also says air defense systems destroyed the Ukrainian fighter jets that were involved. While Ukraine does have an air force and some jets, they are expecting F-16 fighter jets imminently. The British government says Ukrainian pilots have just completed basic training and are now learning to fly the F-16s in Denmark. 4 days ago, the Dutch Prime Minister told Kyiv to expect the delivery of 18 F-16 jets. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
All right, thank you, Jessica. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
You'll have to wait until next year for colder weather. 46 degrees and cloudy downtown. All clear with a radar low of 31 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:02. It's been a dry and mild start to winter, reports Ryan Hedrick.
And that trend will not change, at least not this week. In fact, Indiana is nearly 20 degrees warmer than it normally is this time of year, says Jason Puma of the National Weather Service.
So to have temperatures 10 to 15 degrees above normal, that's certainly pretty mild.
As for the rest of the week, mild temperatures, colder nights, and some rain at the end of the week. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A space heater is responsible for a Christmas Eve fire in Bargersville, says the Bargersville Fire Department. The garage of a home off of County Road 8 miles from town was on fire when firefighters showed up. That fire was under control in half an hour, and investigators say the space heater is what started it. Nobody was hurt. A woman was shot and killed on the east side Monday morning. IMPD arrested Sir Brown Jr. in the shooting that happened in the neighborhood off East 56th Street and Moonlight Drive. The woman who died was ID'd as Shania Shaw by the Marion County Coroner's Office. A man was shot and killed Christmas afternoon in Cumberland, say Cumberland Police. Tyrone Wood Jr. was found shot off Taftwood Drive on the east side. Police have not given any suspect info, but said the shooting may have been a domestic dispute. Investing in mental health. Kurt Darling reports on how a doctor in Indianapolis wants to try and prevent violent crime in the Circle City.
Dr. Damaris Ortiz, a trauma surgeon at Eskenazi Health, tells Wish TV that a big enabler of shootings and stabbings can be a lack of trust between the public and the healthcare system. Their prescription for health program is designed to bridge that gap.
We found that the people that went through the program had about 50% decreased risk of coming back in 2 years to any hospital with a violent injury.
She says those people are linked up with counselors who help break a cycle of violence. Kurt Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
Hey, this is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods, and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband, and he lost weight, and his cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend lost 20 pounds her first 2 months.
What are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. Early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late night eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. Seminars Thursday, January 25th at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 5:30, stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. And Saturday, January 27th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m., stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
The traffic on the 5s at 4:05. How are the roads, Matt Bear?
Harrison, not bad at all. Looking at southbound 69, it is a slow roll-off 96th Street down to 82nd. Had a couple of crashes in that area. They both have cleared. Northbound 37, south side stop and go from Epler Avenue to 465 because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Discover. Introducing Discover Cashback Debit, a game-changing checking account with cash back. Eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashback debit. Discover Bank, member FDIC. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Mainly cloudy skies today with a few peaks of sun this afternoon. Temperatures stay steady into the mid and upper 40s. Tonight, mostly cloudy and cooler with lows near 32. I'm Wish TV storm tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it. Afternoon, Brad Kloppenstein, Jerry Lopez sitting in today for Hammer and Nigel. Half of that team will be back tomorrow with you, Jerry. So, you excited about that?
I'm excited to see how my guy's going to be doing.
Exactly.
Kick the Fauci flu's butt. He'll be back to tell us all about it tomorrow.
Nigel was out real sick last week as opposed to Nigel sick.
Yeah. You're really sick. Yep. Yeah, boy who cried wolf got bit by the wolf.
Yes, he did. So, time to revisit a Hammer Nigel segment called Is This Racist? How do we play? Carl.
Is it racist? Is something racist? Yes or no?
Pretty easy. I think I know the rules.
Okay, good. Very good. So our first clip, Carl, comes from Sesame Street.
Across the country, people of color, especially in the black community, are being treated unfairly because of how they look, their culture, race, and who they are. What we are seeing is people saying enough is enough. They want to end racism.
No. I want to end racism too.
So, Jerry, that was one Muppet talking to Elmo. I'm not sure who the one Muppet was. Is this something that Sesame Street needs to be wading into?
You take your ideology from blue and red puppets, you're a clown. That's it's the best way I can do it. The sad part is, as a parent, you really, back in the day, Sesame Street was a good show you could watch. You had Reading Rainbow and, a bunch of other things. And now it's like they're trying to push this ideology on to our children without us even watching.
So, I don't exactly know what indoctrination is. I'm pretty sure this is it.
That would qualify. But yes, I think that's extremely racist.
So why do you think Sesame Street would even choose to wade into that?
Because it's paid for by PBS.
So it's paid
if we
for
want to
by
have
us.
a real conversation. You can thank PBS.
Now, I will admit, this whole...
The poor brown service, because you're supposed to feel bad for us.
So I always get nervous when they play Is This Racist? This is the first time I've ever had to play it.
That's why I'm the best person to ask, Brad.
Exactly. So, yes. You
don't have to feel bad. Just ask the brown guy.
Exactly. Jerry's more of an off-white.
Boom.
So.
I'm the unicorn. Let's go. Let's go.
All right.
So, number one, yes, that's racist.
That is absolutely racist. All right. Our next clip comes from Netflix, Leave the World Behind.
I'm asking for you to remember that if the world falls apart, trust should not be doled out easily to anyone, especially white people. Even Mom would agree with me on that.
Jerry, was that necessary?
So I just want to give you a little information here. This show is actually executive produced by the Obamas. This is available on Netflix. And, extremely racist. Extremely racist.
Wait, so we're 2 for 2?
We're 2 for 2. Trust me, hey, before this is over, we'll be 3 for 3,
okay,
Brad, I promise.
So let's explore it. I want to know, I didn't realize until just now that the Obamas were behind this.
Yeah.
I put in our show notes what the F is this supposed to mean.
Yeah.
And so what does this mean? And why is this why is this being put out? And I have not even seen the episode. Was this at all relevant to the episode?
So just a little note. So it says it's a 2023 American apocalyptic psychological thriller film starring Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke, Charlie Evans, bunch of people. It's a mystery available on Netflix. And so executive produced by the Obamas.
I'll be darned. All right, we have yet another Netflix clip from Family Switch. It had this.
I'm sorry, but the exhibit's closed. Some clumsy family came in and knocked over the telescope last night. And you know they was white because black people don't create problems like this. You can fix...
Jerry, what the heck is going on Netflix?
These are layups, Brad.
I guess.
Once again, Netflix. So Family Switch is a family of 5 wakes up to find their bodies swapped after a chance encounter at a planetarium. What that scene came from was somebody came in and maybe a telescope was knocked over or something. It was Black security guard is the one that said that. And I think that was he was from The Office. I don't know. Craig from The Office.
Yes.
He's the one that said that scene. But yeah, incredibly racist. If you ever have to wonder if something's racist, just change the races and see if you would still say it outside.
If you can swap black to white.
And it's not an issue, probably not racist. If you swap black to white or white to black and you have to look around before you say it, good chance it's racist.
You threw some real softballs up today, Jerry.
Well, got to keep it real over here, Brad.
Okay. Well,
got to keep it real.
Good to know. I like playing Is This Racist with you. I'm not sure I could do this with Nigel or even Hammer or Rob Kendall. So now, Jerry, did you know that what the military calls the Angel of Death is going to be coming to Central Indiana on Thursday?
What is it?
So it is it's a military AC-130J Ghost Rider.
So huge plane.
Huge plane. So I just saw this. It's going to be doing maneuvers over Camp Atterbury.
That's awesome.
It is. So from noon till 6 p.m., it said on Thursday. So if you're off this week and you want to see something that you'll probably never have an opportunity to see again the rest of your life.
God willing. God willing, you never see that thing again.
Now, one time I was driving on I-65 down just north of Columbus, and I noticed, and I think it was one of these planes that was going back and forth. So it was maybe 4 or 5 miles off the highway, but I was just looking at this thing. So it is, let's see, on the fact sheet, it was talking about it's got 30 millimeter and 105 millimeter cannons. And it says essentially a plane mounted howitzer.
Yeah.
So the bullets, they said, are the size of Coke bottles.
Yep. Just throwing them.
So you were in the military. I assume that you got to see these before.
Yeah, so I've seen some stuff. When I was stationed overseas, I was at an Air Force base, so I got to see a lot of this stuff up close and personal.
Okay.
If you really want to see some military might, just take a look at some of this stuff and realize that we have a lot more where that came from. If there's anything we do well, it's war, right?
Yes.
We do war really well.
So did you ever get to see this thing do fire?
No.
Use its firepower?
No. Each one of those bullets probably costs, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. So what this article does not say is if they're going to be using live ammo.
I would hope not.
I would hope not as well.
Maybe no ammo at all, right? Like they're probably just going to be flying around doing maneuvers, I would assume. You don't do fake rounds from that thing.
Oh, I wish they would.
Not here. Take that to Illinois.
So, like I say, this just came out, and this is going to be less than 48 hours from now. I don't know how widely this was circulated to the public.
Did they give time frames?
It said noon to 6.
All right, so noon to 6. If you're outside in Indiana by Camp Atterbury, just take a look up.
Yeah, there's a rest area down there just north of the Columbus exit, south of Edinburgh. Wonder if that wouldn't be a half bad place to just park and watch.
Not if you look like me, Brad. If you look like me and you sit there and park and watch that, there's a good chance FBI is going to knock on your door and see what you're doing.
Wow. Sorry about that, Jerry.
It's all right. It's the price we pay to be able to answer, is this racist?
I completely understand. So, all right. So let's see. I'm on with Abdul Thursday morning, maybe after that show. maybe sneak down there just to see if I can get a peek of that thing, because it looks like it would be an experience to get to see it. So, you're listening to Brad Klopfenstein, Jerry Lopez filling in for Hammer Nigel. Now let's check in and take a look at the roads with Matt Bear.
Yeah, we have a crash, Brad, on the west side. It's 25th at High School Road. Southbound 69 down from Fishers is slow, 96 282nd. Northbound 37th stop-and-go traffic, Epler Avenue up to 465 because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Discover. Introducing Discover Cashback Debit, a game-changing checking account with cash back. Eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashback debit. Discover Bank, member FDIC. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Blue skies, bright sunshine on the circle, 47 degrees at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, 93 WIBC.
Have you saved enough? Do you have a plan for Social Security and taxes in retirement? Hey, Casey Weed of Howard Bailey Financial, where our mission is to help you gain clarity and purpose and elevate meaning in your life through personal and practical financial strategies. That's why we want to give you our Retire with Purpose toolkit at no cost. In it, you'll find valuable information on minimizing taxes, maximizing Social Security, and building a retirement income you can't outlive. Plus, you'll receive a copy of my book, Job Optional. To get your complimentary toolkit, call or text the keyword INFO 42 to 866-482-9559. That's INFO 42 to 866-482-9559.
Howard Bailey Financial is the official wealth management partner of Notre Dame Athletics. Notre Dame Athletics was compensated for this endorsement and is not a current client of Howard Bailey. For more information, please visit howardbailey.com/ND disclosure. Investment advisory services may be offered through Howard Bailey Securities LLC, a registered investment advisor. Working with Howard Bailey Securities LLC cannot guarantee investment success or that specific financial goals will be achieved.
Can you believe the year is almost over? Completing tasks before the end of the year can help you start fresh and organized in 2024. With the new year around the corner, it's time to address the things in your home you've been ignoring. If you have things like drywall cracks, uneven sagging or bouncing floors, sticking windows and doors, bugs and pests, heightened indoor allergies, or mold and mildew smells, then it's time to schedule a free inspection from the team at Indiana Foundation Service. You can find everything you need to do to start the new year the right way, with a house that's safe and ready for the adventures ahead in 2024. Just visit IndianaFoundation.com today and schedule these local experts to come take a quick look. Indiana Foundation Service. There's a reason they're the trusted local experts.
Indiana Foundation Service. Reliability from the ground up.
Paid actor portrayal.
Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. In 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected.
Ethos fast and easy online term life insurance up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
What's on your Christmas list this year? Is it endless soft and hot water? Pat Sullivan here. Luckily, my friends at Hope Plumbing are offering an amazing special during the holiday season. A free water softener with the purchase of a tankless water heater. Already have a water softener? No problem. Hope will give you $1,000 off a new tankless water heater. Be the most liked family member and give the gift of endless soft and hot water this holiday season. Call Hope Plumbing, 641-HOPE.
Hi, this is Mark Chester from Marshall Mechanical. On behalf of Eric Marshall and our whole team at Marshall Mechanical, we would like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. If you have a home heating emergency during the holidays, please feel free to give us a call at 317-738-5940 or find us online at callthemarshallnow.com.
Marshall Mechanical is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Discover how to save more of your hard-earned money. Listen to WIBC this Saturday from 5 to 6 a.m. for secure retirement tips from Crown Haven Wealth Advisors. This Saturday, 5 to 6 a.m. on WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel presents.
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
You're listening to Brad Klopfenstein, Jerry Lopez, 93 WIBC. And we are using Hammer and Nigel's Is This Anything? Jerry Lopez. So, Tesla robot attacks an engineer at the company's Texas factory during a violent malfunction, leaving a trail of blood and forcing workers to hit the emergency shutdown button. Is this anything? And do you have more information on this?
I mean, it's terrifying if you get into the details of this, right? The robot had pinned the man who was then programming software for 2 disabled Tesla robots nearby before sinking its metal claws into the worker's back and arm, leaving a trail of blood along the factory surface. This is horrible. This is a scene out of I Am Robot starring Will Smith.
It is.
And to take it one step further, they said that obviously there's an investigation, but OSHA said that 1 in 22 giga workers is hurt on the job. 1 in 22. That's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people. So the robots are becoming self-aware.
Either that or we're standing in the way.
It's one of those.
But regardless, that is terrifying.
Could you imagine being one of the people who's in the vicinity watching all this go down? So I assume it doesn't say that the guy died, so I'm assuming he made it.
They said Tesla had left out 36 injuries in its required government filings in 2018 alone.
Wow. So and Tesla, I think, is about the most automated factory in the country. So is this something?
Yeah, this is a huge deal. And it's only going to get worse as we continue to go more automation.
So do you think it's going to have, as radio becomes more and more automated, do you think AI Jerry Lopez might come after the real Jerry Lopez?
I hope so. I hope so.
You're just hoping he's a sex robot.
That's it. That's it.
So
if he puts his hands on my back, we got problems.
I got nothing. So, Jerry, a Minnesota woman sues her dentist who performed 8 dental crowns, 4 root canals, and 20 fillings in one visit, leaving her disfigured and distressed. Kathleen Wilson is suing Dr. Kevin Muldrum for what occurred during treatment for a rare case of tooth decay. Don't forget to brush and floss, kids. That is practiced in July 2020. She alleges in a civil lawsuit filed Thursday that he overused anesthesia and faked her medical records to avoid liability. The affidavit claims Muldrum's poor work left Wilson in pain, embarrassed, disfigured, distressed, and needing several follow-ups.
Yeah, she was worried about that, not the halitosis of needing 21 fillings.
Oh, my God.
You need 8 crowns, 4 root canals, and 20 fillings. Your mouth stinks.
Oh,
it has to stink. This is horrible. I can't. The doctor has to have been trying to get everything put in insurance by a certain time. He needed some money. He needed money.
Yeah, it doesn't say the date that this would have occurred. I hadn't thought about that, but I would not be surprised if you're right. They weren't trying to cram this in before the end of the year.
Right.
And and let this all go on the.
But they said it was a 5+ hour session. This is a story that I could have used as a kid as to why I didn't want to go to the dentist. Like, if your kid is listening in the car, this is not normal behavior. Still brush and floss and go to the dentist.
I was going to say, on the other side of this,
crazy.
This is why you have to brush and floss.
Yeah.
Because if you let it get to this point, next thing you know, the dentist might put you out, and who knows what you're going to look like. Although, it says she ended up disfigured. My guess is if she had that bad of a mouth problem, she was disfigured going in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's horrible.
So what has been, do you do the recommended twice a year to the dentist?
You know, I'm a guy. I don't do that. I go when it gets scheduled for me. Right? Listen, it's a downside of mine, all right? So I go to the doctor when I'm hurt. I go to the dentist when my tooth hurts. I floss. I do all that stuff. But for the most part, just give me my cleaning and give me my x-ray and let me get out of here.
Okay. So now, see, my dentist, Dr. Bendish, says I have white steel. So I look forward to going every time because I go in, they give me the gold star.
That should be your nickname, Brad.
Gold steel or white steel? White steel. All right. Producer Carl, before I get back here on Thursday, I need a sounder. So, I wonder, would insurance come back on this thing and say...
It wasn't necessary?
Yeah, was this necessary? Well, it says he was falsifying records, too, so... Yeah, I'm sure that the insurance company might be globbing onto this lawsuit saying, yeah, there was a lot of things happening here.
And I can't imagine how bad she felt after that.
5 hours.
Right? Like, I had my wisdom teeth taken out, and the next day was pretty painful. I can't imagine all that work, and the next day even have to talk.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure she wasn't talking for a few days. Yeah. So we got to follow up. What is this anything?
That is huge. Yeah, that's medical negligence.
Okay. Don't get your dental procedures done by this doctor up in
Minnesota. Stay out of Minnesota at all costs.
Dr. Moldrum. We're going to out him in Indianapolis. I'm sure nobody knows that dude. So, Jerry, one more thing I want to get to. It says, here we go. Americans are going to return 14.5% of all purchases made for Christmas this year. Value is $743 billion. Retailers are bracing for a record influx of unwanted holiday gifts. Are you a returner?
I'm not, but you know who is? That guy that got beat with the Christmas tree. I bet he's returning his gift.
Yeah.
I bet he is. You're not getting anything, sweetheart.
I want the cash value of every single thing you gave me.
Yeah. I'm not a returner at all, ever.
So, I do sometimes. I think some of it depends on the value. If it's less than $15, I suck it up. If it's something I really wanted or from a store where I really wanted something, I'll take it back and like, all right, what else can we get?
I'll go with my girlfriend while she returns our stuff, but I won't go to the counter and be like, I need to bring this back. Too much pride for that. Too much pride.
Now, if you remember when they had that Nordstrom's downtown, and I'm dating myself a little bit, so when Circle Center Mall first opened, Nordstrom's had a bar in the department store, and they also had personal shoppers that would shop for you for free.
There it is. So I was walking around with my girlfriend while she finished some Christmas shopping Saturday, and I had my phone. I was watching boxing and basketball and football and all this stuff, and the thought crossed my mind, and how in the heck did my dad ever follow my mom around with nothing to distract him for hours? That would be miserable.
Maybe.
Go back 10, 15
He was
years.
looking at other women.
Oh, there it is.
I think Carl might be onto something.
Trick.
Yeah,
that's the trick.
There's a reason why there's random chairs over by the lingerie section. Dear, I'll just wait for you right here outside of the dressing room. I love it. You're listening to the Hammer Nigel Show with your hosts, Brad Klopfenstein and Jerry Lopez.
Tony Katz here, and if you know me, you know I like my bourbon, and just like you, I like a good deal. So let me tell you about Hotel Tango Bourbon. Hotel Tango is a distillery right here in Indianapolis, started by Travis Barnes, a Marine who served 3 tours in Iraq. He wanted to craft spirits with the same discipline he learned in the Marine Corps. That's what Hotel Tango does. I've tried his bourbon. It's wonderful. It's a 4-grain bourbon with a distinct mash bill. You get a little caramel and some of that aroma. You get a nice rye kick to balance it out. I'm not the only one who thinks it's good. Wine Enthusiast gave it a 94, and it won a gold at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. It's also under $40. Did I mention that? One of the 10 best bourbons under $40, according to Wine Enthusiast. Try it for yourself. Head down to wherever you buy fine spirits and try Hotel Tango for yourself. You'll be supporting local, supporting veterans, and getting yourself a great, sippable, enjoyable bourbon at a great price. Thanks to Hotel Tango for sponsoring the show. Hotel Tango, distilled with discipline. HotelTangoDistillery.com.
Has the holiday season left you overwhelmed, stressed out, and overweight? Do you feel frustrated when you think about what you need to do to be healthy and feel better? You deserve a simple approach to a stronger, healthier, and more enjoyable life. Exercise Inc. has been helping people in Central Indiana reach their health and fitness goals for 20 years. The approach is simple. Strength train with a certified coach once a week for 20 minutes. Adopt the 9 simple habits you need to follow to change your health and lose weight. Then get out there and enjoy life, because you'll be stronger and have more energy, and you're going to feel better, and you'll lose weight, and you'll probably even look better too. And you may even be able to get off of some of those prescription medications. Exercise Inc., Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now in Fishers. The studios are private, no mirrors, no music, and no spandex. Just you and a professional coach working to reach your goals for the new year. Go to exerciseinc.com today to sign up for a free consultation.
My name is Donita, and I cared for my mother for 8.5 years. There were times where I was like, I can't do this alone. Then I found CareForth. They gave me the resources and the confidence to care for Mom at home. They even paid me. I'm so happy I was able to care for Mom, but even more grateful I wasn't alone. When I say they're like family, I mean it.
Caring for a loved one at home? Get support and get paid by visiting careforth.com. That's careforth.com.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and stop smoking without cravings or your money back. Early bird special only $49.99. Stop smoking once and for all. Also, lose all the weight and let Mark Patrick Hypnosis destroy unwanted cravings. Seminars Thursday, January 25th, Holiday Inn, Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar, 5:30 p.m., stop smoking seminar at 8. Or Saturday, January 27th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar, 11 a.m., stop smoking seminar, 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It's been warmer than you'd expect. 46 degrees, mostly cloudy on Monument Circle. Your radar's clear. Clouds will stick around with a low of 31 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox for the Michaelis Corporation. Here's what's trending at 4:30. You may have noticed more mild temperatures over the past several weeks.
This is part of, the typical El Nino winter that we've been talking about. We've seen this pattern through much of December with above normal temperatures, and it does look like it's going to persist through the remainder of the month.
Jason Puma with the National Weather Service expects temperatures to cool back down to what you would expect early in the new year. State police are investigating after a person was hit and killed by a car while walking along I-70 Monday night.
You're traveling down Interstate 70. You're just trying to get from point A to point B. However, just in the middle of the roadway, you have a pedestrian that unfortunately gets struck. That's a very traumatic experience for that driver and any individuals that would have been located in the vehicle with them.
State Police Sergeant Matt Ames, he says they're trying to figure out what the person was doing on the interstate to begin with. More states will be impacted by severe weather coming out of Nebraska. Fox Weather's Katie Byrne reports.
A cross-country storm is on the move. It's going to impact more than 30 states this week. When all is said and done, the storm's already started in the plains. Combination of snow coming down fast and winds as strong as 50 miles per hour made it hard for drivers to see. Nebraska State Patrol responded to more than 100 weather-related accidents on Christmas Day. The snow turns into a wintry mix of sleet and freezing rain as it keeps making its way east. Katie Byrne, Fox Weather.
The Indianapolis Colts have placed safety Julian Blackmon on the injured reserve list, meaning he's done for the regular season after hurting his shoulder over the weekend. Blackmon leads the team with 4 interceptions on the year, and he had started all 15 games this season. The closing bell report brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management. The Dow up by 159 at 37,545. The NASDAQ up by 81 to 15,074. And the S&P 500 finishing up today by 20 points, closing at 4,774. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:32.
At Absolute Wealth Management, LLC, we understand that your retirement and taxes are inseparable. And if you're over 50, we're offering a special deal to kickstart your financial journey in 2024. You can have your 2023 tax return prepared and filed, including Schedules A, B, and D, for just $79.95. This can be the start of a lifelong, profitable partnership with Absolute Wealth Management, LLC. All our retirement planning clients will continue to receive the substantial discount for tax filing and preparation as part of our ongoing retirement marathon that focuses on protecting everything you've worked so hard to build while still providing growth to help elevate your lifestyle and retirement. Take absolute control of your retirement. Call us now at 317-288-0634, 317-288-0634, or visit AbsoluteWealthManagementLLC.com. Investment advisory services offered through Gradient Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Gradient Advisors, LLC, and its advisors do not render tax, legal, or accounting advice.
The traffic at 4:33. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Harrison southbound 69, slow roll 96th Street down to 82nd. Crash west side, 25th at High School Road, and on the south side, northbound 37, slow to come up from Epler to 465. That's a construction zone. Traffic sponsored by Mattress Firm. A new year calls for a better bed at Mattress Firm's once-a-year sale and clearance. Save up to 60% on select mattresses. The right mattress matters, and Mattress Firm will find yours. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Mainly cloudy skies today with a few peaks of sun this afternoon. Temperatures stay steady into the mid and upper 40s. Tonight, mostly cloudy and cooler with lows near 32. I'm Wish TV Storm Tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Jerry Lopez sitting in. I'm Brad Klopfenstein. So, on this edition of Is This Anything, Jerry, Cummins Engines has agreed to pay the feds $1.7 billion to settle a federal Clean Air Act violation issue. Say it's the largest settlement ever reached under the Clean Air Act. Cummins admits to no wrongdoing, and it affects just shy of 1 million Ram 3/4 ton and 1 ton trucks and Nissan Titan pickup trucks. Jerry, is this anything?
It's only a big deal because Cummins admits to no wrongdoing, but if you do a little bit of digging, they're alleged to have installed emissions defeat devices on hundreds of thousands of engines.
Which I think is similar to what Volkswagen did.
So it says defeat devices are parts or software that bypass, defeat, or render inoperative emissions controls, such as emission sensors or onboard computers. What kills me is they have to admit no wrongdoing, yet you're paying $1.675 billion?
Yes, that's...
what is there to admit if you're paying $1.675 billion?
That's not like saying, keep those 3 pennies and just throw it in the jar over there.
No, it does not take a penny, leave a penny.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No. To put that in perspective, I think I read that Cummins had sales of approximately $20 billion and profit of a similar about $2 billion is their profit. So that basically wipes out their profit from 2022.
So the $1.675 billion penalty would be the largest ever for a Clean Air Act violation and the second largest environmental penalty ever secured by the DOJ.
Yeah. So
that's a big deal.
It is. So this does beget the question of, do all these mandates from the EPA, have they gotten to the point where it's unattainable? And so now automakers are forced to come up with cheat devices to get around it. I mean, physics is physics at some point, and you can only do so much with an engine. It doesn't matter whether it's electric or not. Right. I mean, you're overcoming friction and other forces. So, how do you feel about that?
Listen, they can miss me with this clean air thing because I saw a report that said Taylor Swift has done so much flying around to go to her concert, specifically her, to go to her concerts and all the Chiefs games, that she would have to plant 20,000 trees and let them grow for 10 years to make up for what she's done by herself.
Yes. So I get it, but
clean air only matters when it's us.
Yes, exactly.
When it's
Chinese
the plebes,
don't care.
Yeah.
Brazil.
Oh, great, you have an electric vehicle. Now go park it over here at this, coal-burning battery plant.
Yeah, and in this instance, these are heavy-duty trucks. These are typically work trucks that they're talking about. I mean, you need a certain amount of horsepower to get the job done.
Yep.
So is this anything?
I think it's a huge deal.
$1.7 billion.
But you did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong.
No, they're not admitting to anything. But, yeah, given that Cummins is based here in Columbus with a giant pseudo headquarters in downtown Indianapolis, obviously a lot of their shareholders are here and a lot of their employees are here. So our next one, and we've got audio for this, of the governor of Colorado. He's got a cringeworthy Feliz Navidad message.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad.
Oh, Jerry. Now, there's also video that goes with this.
You have to see the video.
It doesn't make it better.
All right, so I'm going to find at Indy Spanglish. I'm going to find this video. I'm going to tweet it out. Is this anything? Yes, this is pandering to the a millionth level. What he forgets to leave out is this was just days after Denver received 16 busloads of migrants. All right. So I don't think the people of Denver thought it was so Feliz of a Navidad to wake up with 341 people on the latest convoy of 9 buses that arrived in Denver on Thursday, another 7 buses on Friday, and they're expecting another 100 buses before the end of December. So you tell me how Feliz that Navidad is.
Welcome, new neighbors. I assume that's what that was. Oh, so that is something. Our next one, a Turkish TV news anchor is fired for appearing on camera with a, quote, pro-Israel Starbucks coffee cup that's sitting on her desk. It doesn't say anything about Israel. It is just a Starbucks coffee cup. There was audio that could go with this, but it was in Turkish. So I didn't think our audio or our audience would appreciate that nearly as much. But let me ask you, Jerry, is this anything? I mean, she was a 20-plus year reporter for this network. The fact that she has a Starbucks cup on her desk, is this anything?
I mean, it sucks for her. Right? You got to know your audience, right? That goes without saying, and I don't care what you do. You got to know your audience. And in a time where the Israel, we'll say Israel-Hamas, because it's not even Israel-Palestine. During the Israel-Hamas conflict or war, you have to be very cognizant of everybody wants you to take a side.
Yes.
Right? So literally, this is just a Starbucks cup sitting on a desk. That's all it was. And they called it a pro-Israel Starbucks cup. So is this anything? It's horrible for her. She's got to be more aware. Feel bad for her, but that's why I don't live in Turkey.
So is it anything?
No.
Okay, it's nothing.
Not for me.
Okay, so let me extrapolate this out a little bit. So now you've got all these, the Harvard president is under fire for a number of different things, including statements and not statements on this whole war. I know Northwestern is going after it, a lot of the Ivy League schools. Traditionally, college students have been very involved in politics, whether or not they can actually do anything about it. Is it on the presidents of universities or universities to make a statement on things that do not regard education?
I mean, everybody's so politicized now. You even have your third grade kids teacher making political statements, right? I'm not surprised when these kids are in college and they're Marxists and socialists, because basically they've been Marxists and socialists their whole life up until then, living off mommy and daddy's money, mommy and daddy's rules. They don't know how the lights come on. They don't know how they work, right? They just know they flip the light and it comes on, right?
Communism's great until you run out of somebody else's
until
money.
You're the one paying for the lights, right? And up until now, they're not paying for the lights. So I am not surprised when this is the case for college students. That's why so many people come out of college and they go, oh, this sucks. Like now I got to pay rent. Now I got to pay this. Now I got to pay that. And all of a sudden you get smacked in the face with being an adult and it's not so much fun anymore.
No. Now, there was one of the shows here at WIBC brought this up. There was a girl who had her first real 9-to-5 job, and she was on, I don't know if she was on YouTube or somewhere, but basically crying on how much having a 9-to-5 job sucked because it wasn't just 9 to 5. She's like, you don't understand. I have to get up at 6.
Oh, I saw there. Yeah. She wants to be compensated.
Yeah, she wanted to be compensated for her getting ready and her commute time. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, but then, it's not just 9 to 5. They take an hour out for lunch or half an hour, and then you got to commute home, and sometimes you don't get home till it's dark, and then I can't stay out and party all night because I got to get back up at 6 o'clock the next day. I saw that girl was canned. So, are you shocked that she allegedly was not a very good employee?
No, not at all. And this is the future. This is the future.
It is. I guess I'll figure it out. That's maybe I'm welcoming AI. AI can't get here fast enough. You know what? If the murder robots, if we lose a person here or there, so be it. They're going to be the only ones who apparently want to work.
Yep. I will see your $20 an hour and raise you one automated Krabby Patty.
Now, have you ever had people that report to you? Have you ever been the boss?
Yeah.
Are you the boss?
Yeah, I am not the boss now. Well, I'm the boss at home. Honey, unless you're listening, I'm the boss for everybody else.
Jerry, your secret's safe with me and our 100,000 listeners. So what was the hardest thing for you being the boss?
Because I'm military, being empathetic.
Yes.
Right? Everything is so black and white. You're the wrong or you're right. And I had to learn how to operate in gray.
So, yeah, exactly. Either you're taking the order or you're giving the order, but it always gets followed and there should be no questions.
Yeah.
And I agree. And I've been the boss in varying degrees now for 20 plus years. And yes, it's trying to find that line of being empathetic and understanding that what's going on in people's lives do have some impact on their work. But on the other hand, there's a job to be done, and where's personal stuff stay personal, and where is getting the job done? Where does that need to be getting the job done? And I got to tell you, I feel for somebody like Matt Hiblin this week who's had to deal with sickness. And yeah, you got all three of us who are doing the show today, including producer Carl, myself, and Jerry. None of us, this is our real job or our full-time job. So, yeah.
Yes, we're the scabs.
Yeah, we are. Although, like I say, we're playing with house money, man. So drop all the F-bombs you want. I take that back. For whoever in management is listening, we're not going to drop any F-bombs. That's just our little amuse ourselves. So, yeah. So it's interesting. I'm sure a lot of the people listening are employers themselves, and they know exactly what we're talking about. Let's go check in with Matt Bear now and get a look at the roads. We're not going to Matt Bear getting a look at the roads. Scratch that, Matt Bear.
We're going to break.
We're not. We got plenty of stuff to talk about, Carl. I'm sorry. I misread the clock. It's my first.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and stop smoking without cravings or your money back. Early bird special only $49.99. Stop smoking once and for all. Also, lose all the weight and let Mark Patrick Hypnosis destroy unwanted cravings. Seminars Thursday, January 25th, Holiday Inn, Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar, 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar at 8. Or Saturday, January 27th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar, 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar, 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
Do you have a crawl space? Do you know what's in your crawl space? Hi, I'm Adam Swain with Swain Co. Crawl Space and Basement Repair, a real local Indiana family-owned crawl space and basement repair contractor. Protect your family and your home from your unhealthy crawl space by calling Indy's most trusted, award-winning experts for a free crawl space consultation at 317-407-1868 or swaincollc.com. And don't forget to ask about our easy, no-interest, no-payment financing.
Indiana Pathways for Aging helps Hoosier Medicaid members age 60 and over get support at no additional cost to live life their way.
Mom's Parkinson's is progressing, and Pathways provides in-home support so she can be with family every day.
Pathways coordinates Medicaid and Medicare services. I'm getting help with meals, personal care, and transportation.
One day, I might choose a nursing home, but today, I have options with Pathways.
The program begins in summer of 2024. Call 87 Pathway 4 or visit in.gov/pathways.
Marcus Morris here with Family Heating and Air. As we're reaching colder weather, you may find yourself in need of furnace service. At Family, we specialize in solutions to extend your furnace life. Call the Fix-It team from Family. You can easily reach us at familyhvac.net. From our family to yours, have a happy holiday.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and stop smoking without cravings or your money back. Early bird special only $49.99. Stop smoking once and for all. Also, lose all the weight and let Mark Patrick Hypnosis destroy unwanted cravings. Seminars Thursday, January 25th, Holiday Inn, Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar, 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar at 8. Or Saturday, January 27th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar, 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar, 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
Let Bill Estes put you behind the wheel of the powerhouse brands that define American toughness. Ford, Chevy, Ram, and GMC. BillEstesTrucks.com. BillEstesTrucks.com.
The latest local news. Commentary from Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel. Podcasts. Listen to the station live whenever, wherever. Online at WIBC.com.
Matt Bear, now let's take a look at those roads.
All right, Brad, looking at southbound 69 stop-and-go traffic from 96th Street down to 82nd, and northbound 37 slowing down Epler to 465 because of road construction. Also a crash at High School Road at West 25th. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
47 degrees at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, 93 WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Brad Klopfenstein, Jerry Lopez sitting in for the boys this afternoon. I'm trying to wreck their show. Jerry, sorry, man, I'm taking you down with me.
Let's do it.
All right, man. All right, let's step on the gas. I just heard we're going to do a Thelma and Louise on this thing. So, Jerry, wanted to talk to you. Story came out, Fox 59 put this out there. I believe it was Steve Brown that was the reporter on this. The state of Indiana, BMV, apparently is selling customer data for $26 million a year, give or take a couple $100,000. So, Jerry, we've got to use the BMV in order to drive, vote, or just about anything we have to do that proves our identity. Should they be selling our personal data?
Not a chance. If I'm forced to use it and there is no opt-out permissions, then no. That my expectation is my data stays with you.
That's what I would think. But now this is actually part of their budget. They have written it into their budget. I mean, and I'm sure they're saying, oh, we're saving the taxpayers of the state of Indiana $26 million. But is this a case where we should not expect them to be frugal?
I mean, how are you saving me money? You're selling my data. You're not saving me anything.
Well, it's $26 million that they're going towards using the BMV, which I've always thought if it costs us money to operate the BMV, it's not even a necessary evil. It is just an evil. It's other than issuing us ID cards, I don't know why we have to have license plates.
Yeah, so they can hit you every year.
Right, exactly. So
it's all taxes.
Yeah, my truck is now 8 years old, and I'm still paying $300 and some a year to renew the license plates on that thing. It is unnecessary, and it is a money grab.
So I know the buying and selling of our data is a business all on its own, right? And I know that during election cycles, parties will purchase what they call targeted marketing.
Yes.
Right? So when you go to Kroger, right, they can look at what you buy at Kroger and they can tell you what party you probably affiliate with.
Yep.
Right? And they do it, okay? So I just went onto a website and I wanted to act as if I was somebody looking to buy consumer data.
Okay.
Okay. So for $149 a month, I can have access to 16.5 million verified businesses and 275 million consumers. That's as an individual person, $150 a month. If you're a team of people, it's going to be $300 a month, or you could do enterprise and they want you to call them. But if you're somebody who's doing something nefarious, that's not a bad investment, honestly. $150, you just got to scam one grandma every now and then or something like that's not good that our data is just floating out there. And how many apps do you have where it's like, okay, I just want to have this camera app. Well, we need permissions for your contacts,
right,
for your messages, to read your email.
And they make it sound like you need it for the app to work right. They don't need it for it to work right. Nope. Now, Jerry, I will tell you, and this goes back the better part of 20 years, but the state of Indiana provides a highly detailed voter file to all three political parties in the state of Indiana. So when I was running the State Libertarian Party, I would get that data. And I think we had to pay some money to the state. It wasn't a lot to get that. But then I worked with a company out of Atlanta who would then front me that money in exchange for getting to see it, which it was all public record, so that this company would then use it. They would then blend it in with all the data that they had collected from all these apps, from magazine subscriptions when people used to get magazines. If you were an NRA member, they would blend all that in, and then they would send that data back to me. And I had that for every single voter in the state of Indiana. It was terrifying the amount of information I had at my fingertips, to the point where I did not feel comfortable letting our candidates even use it. I think I only had one candidate that really was running a solid campaign that I knew would not abuse the privilege of having it. But just the fact that I had that data downloaded on my laptop, yeah, I could tell you probably where you were going to have dinner that night before you knew where you were going to have dinner that night.
And I'm just looking on here. So have you heard of the company Plaid?
I have not.
So they do a lot of, you can use them. Let's consider it, they're like a bank verification system.
Okay.
Right? They got sued. They had to pay $58 million and remove large amounts of consumer data in a class action lawsuit last year. Twitter was fined $150 million in the U.S. for selling user data. Google was fined $392 million for tracking consumers, even though their tracking location has been turned off. This is not going anywhere. And the most important asset that we have today is essentially our data.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean that's who we are. I mean in this day and age, it is virtually impossible to not be tracked and to keep your data private.
Yeah. Have you ever had a conversation with somebody and then saw ads on like I wanted to say MySpace. I almost dated myself there. Facebook or Instagram.
All the time. I know the last time me and my wife drove out to New Jersey, we were having a conversation. I don't even know how we were having this conversation, but it was about Cheez-Its. And both of us, the next time we opened up Facebook on our phone, we were getting Cheez-Its ad.
Yep.
And it's like, you're trying to tell me that our phones aren't listening to us? There is no reason, because we had not been getting them before that conversation, but yet they were everywhere for 3 days afterwards.
Yep.
And so it's out there. So now that there's DuckDuckGo that claims that they don't track you. Have you ever used them?
Is it still alive, though? I thought that went
they
away.
advertise. I think they advertise on this station.
Okay.
Totally alive.
Yeah, totally alive. I've used them a few times. I know I've had this conversation with my wife. She is all in on Google. And she's like, once you just accept that, yes, somebody's going to be tracking you everywhere you go, your life gets a lot easier. Because
Can I not have it thrown in my face, though?
Exactly.
Like, I get Google's tracking me, but I don't want to see Cheez-Its ads immediately after my conversation. It makes me feel weird.
Right, exactly. At least, lie to me and tell me that you're not tracking me, and don't throw me a Cheez-It ad next thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
But once again, I don't think it's going anywhere, and we're only going to continue to see them, right? As a vet, I get these things all the time where it's like, hey, sorry, we might have given away your information. Sorry, we might have given away your information, Or if you make sure, you review your credit score and review this and review that. I don't think a lot of people do that.
No. And I think because of this, and certainly because of with social media now, everything that you've done, you have a track record back to the dawn of Facebook time or the dawn of Twitter time. It makes it virtually impossible to find that unicorn candidate who's running for office that does not have something sketchy in their past.
Oh, I don't know who's going to run in the next 15, 20 years.
No,
it'll be a robot.
There will have to be a shift where, as voters, we have to recognize all of our candidates since 240 years ago have been flawed to some degree. All our future candidates are going to have been flawed to some degree. We're just going to have to accept that they are flawed to some degree, and can we accept those flaws?
I agree, and there needs to be an agreement almost where we go, look, if you posted something as a 15-year-old big booger picker, we shouldn't put that against you at 40.
Right.
Right. Now, how many times have we seen that where some professional athlete's life is ruined because of a tweet he posted when he was 14, 10 years ago? Or, we did a lot of stupid things. I'm just happy I wasn't around to put them on social media.
Yes, exactly. I mean, to some degree, it's like, all right, there's things that are frowned upon and there's things that are highly illegal.
Right.
As long as it's not a highly illegal thing, and especially if you're looking at somebody and saying, all right, they had a picture with 3 women, but you know what? They were single at the time, and it was, 10 years before they ever met their current wife.
Right.
So, yes, we will get over it, but sadly, I have to accept that we're being tracked. You're listening to Brad Klopfenstein, Jerry Lopez, filling in on the Hammer and Nigel show. This is 93 WIBC.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These ideas were more than just a history lesson for a young Chuck Goodrich. They were a call to action. Growing up in Rowan, Indiana, Chuck took the principles of our nation's founding to heart, believing that in America, anything is possible. Chuck Goodrich was also raised with Midwestern values and learned about a strong work ethic and how to treat people with respect. While paying his way through Purdue, Chuck Goodrich earned an internship at Gaylor Electric. Now, 30 years later, Chuck Goodrich owns that same company and employs 2,000 people. A lot has changed for Chuck Goodrich. However, Chuck and his wife Tricia instill the same conservative values in their family as they place faith and family first. Now, Chuck Goodrich is running for Congress because he believes too many in Washington have forgotten the simple, common-sense ideas that make America special. Chuck Goodrich, conservative Republican for Congress.
I'm Chuck Goodrich, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Go With Chuck Goodrich Committee.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
What's on your Christmas list this year? Is it endless soft and hot water? Pat Sullivan here. Luckily, my friends at Hope Plumbing are offering an amazing special during the holiday season. A free water softener with the purchase of a tankless water heater. Already have a water softener? No problem. Hope will give you $1,000 off a new tankless water heater. Be the most liked family member and give the gift of endless soft and hot water this holiday season. Call Hope Plumbing, 641-HOPE.
Coming up in 2 minutes, what's in your forecast ahead of New Year's Eve weekend? State police are investigating after someone was hit by a car on I-70 yesterday. And what you can do with your live Christmas tree now that the holiday is over. All that and more coming up after Fox News Radio from the Peterman Brothers Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
A post-Christmas blizzard. I'm Tom Graham, Fox News. Snowy, icy roads prompting highway closures in at least 5 states as a powerful blizzard continues producing problems across the northern plains. States from Colorado to Nebraska to the Dakotas hard hit. At least one woman killed on roads in Kansas. Fox Weather's Katie Byrne.
A combination of snow coming down fast and winds as strong as 50 miles per hour made it hard for drivers to see. Nebraska State Patrol responded to more than 100 weather-related accidents on Christmas Day. The snow turns into a wintry mix of sleet and freezing rain as it keeps making its way east.
FlightAware.com reporting 130 flights have been canceled so far today, 4,600 delays. Those numbers are expected to rise. President Biden ordering the U.S. military to strike a series of targets belonging to Iranian-backed militants in Iraq. Now, Fox's Trey Yings has this.
According to U.S. Central Command, 3 separate strikes took place and destroyed the targeted facilities and likely killed a number of Kataib Hezbollah militants. The airstrikes came in response to a drone attack against the Erbil air base that houses U.S. service members. 3 Americans were injured in that attack, one critically, bringing the total number of attacks against American interests in the Middle East to 103 since mid-October. It also comes amid new anti-tank guided missile attacks against Israeli positions and civilians in the northern part of this country.
Again, that's Fox's Trey Yings. In Tel Aviv, holiday sales rising more than 3% this year compared to last in the U.S. That according to MasterCard's Spending Pulse, which tracks shopper habits from November through Christmas Eve. The increase was smaller than predicted. On Wall Street, stocks finishing in the green this post-Christmas day. The Dow gaining 159 points. The Nasdaq climbed 82, while the S&P 500 added 20. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What to expect before the new year. Mostly cloudy, 46 degrees downtown. All clear with the radar. Low of 31 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Forecasters in Indianapolis say be prepared for more mild temperatures for the rest of the week.
Tomorrow on Wednesday, we'll have highs around 46. On Thursday and Friday, highs in the lower 40s. And even on Saturday, highs in the lower 40s as well.
Jason Puma with the National Weather Service says we're about 20 degrees warmer than normal for this time of year. State police are investigating after a person was hit and killed by a car while they were walking on Interstate 70 Monday night.
You're traveling down Interstate 70. You're just trying to get from point A to point B. However, just in the middle of the roadway, you have a pedestrian that unfortunately gets struck. And, that's a very traumatic experience for that driver and any individuals that would have been located in the vehicle with them.
State Police Sergeant Matt Ames says the investigation will try to figure out what that person was doing at the interstate. A woman was shot and killed on the east side Monday morning. IMPD arrested Sir Brown Jr. in that shooting, which happened in a neighborhood off East 56th Street and Moonlight Drive. The woman who died was ID'd as Shania Shaw by the Marion County Coroner's Office. A space heater is responsible for a Christmas Eve fire in Bargersville, says the Bargersville Fire Department. The garage of a home off a county road 8 miles out of town was on fire when firefighters showed up. That fire was put under control in half an hour. Investigators blame a space heater. Nobody was hurt. Christmas is over. Sam Fritz reports on what to do with that live tree in your living room.
The Indianapolis Department of Public Works has a list available of locations where Marion County residents can take their Christmas tree to be recycled and mulched. Areas include Garfield Park on the south side and Riverside Park on Indy's west side. Trees must have all decorations removed, including lights, tinsel, and ornaments. Drop-offs are available between December 26th and January 31st. A full list of locations can be found on the Indy.gov website. Sam Fritz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 5:04.
You've heard about the thousands of patients finally getting relief from chronic joint pain thanks to QC Kinetics non-invasive treatments. Meet Vicky, a patient from right here in Nineveh.
The orthopedic surgeon said, well, you're going to need knee replacement sooner rather than later. I kept hearing commercials about QC Kinetics and thought, well, I'm going to check them out first.
QC Kinetics has treated over 20,000 patients like Vicky around the country. People who were told they needed surgery but chose a more natural, less invasive approach that uses regenerative treatments to help heal and restore painful joints with no downtime.
If QC Kinetics had not been what I expected, I would have gone through with the surgery, but I got so much relief, am now pretty much pain-free that I don't have to have the surgery.
Before going under the knife, you need to check out QC Kinetics. The consultation is free. Call today.
Call QC Kinetics, 317-559-PAIN. That's 317-559-PAIN. In Eagle Creek, Greenwood, and Carmel. 317-559-PAIN.
The traffic in the fives at 5:05. Here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, interstates are looking pretty good right now. We do have a slowdown coming down from Fisher's inbound 69 from 96th Street to 82nd Street, and a crash on the west side, 25th at High School Road. Traffic sponsored by Mattress Firm. A new year calls for a better bed at Mattress Firm's once-in-a-year sale and clearance. Save up to 60% on select mattresses. The right mattress matters, and Mattress Firm will find yours. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Mainly cloudy skies today with a few peaks of sun this afternoon. Temperatures stay steady into the mid and upper 40s. Tonight, mostly cloudy and cooler with lows near 32. I'm Wish TV Storm Tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
Brad Kloppenstein, Jerry Lopez sitting in for Hammer and Nigel this afternoon. Welcome, Jerry. Jerry, you know, as somebody that owns a beer brand and has worked in and around the alcohol industry, it's time for my favorite segment.
You set them up and I'll knock them back, Lloyd. One by one.
We are gonna read booze news, cause it's really fun.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
Hammer and Nigel presents
Booze News, Booze News. Yeah. Time for Booze News. There we go. So, Jerry, I noticed this over the weekend. I was watching some sporting event, and I happened to see a new Jim Beam TV commercial, and it kind of starts like this.
Was in the spring, then spring became the summer. Would have believed you'd come along. Hands, touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, ba, ba, ba. The times never seem
So, Jerry, so all it is the people in the bar singing Sweet Caroline, and then it wraps up. It doesn't even say the name of the company other than it's just their logo's on there, and it just has the tagline, people are good for you.
Unless they have COVID.
Unless they have COVID, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So clearly it's an ad designed to bring people back out to the bars and remind them that we are all better if we can socially interact. How do you feel about this?
Well, I think it's a great premise, right? Get out, talk to your neighbor, enjoy life, turn off the TV, leave the radio on from 3 to 7, of course. But turn off the TV and go out there and say hi to people. I always laugh because every time I hear this song, I always tell my friends, like, this song should be required to be a naturalized citizen of the U.S. because there's no white American that doesn't know this song.
Exactly.
Right? I just chime in with a bum, 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 then I'm in, right? But I don't know any of the other words. But that song is a classic, and yeah, people are good for you.
They are. So is that going to inspire you to either A, go out to bars, or B, drink Jim Beam?
I don't need inspiration. I come self-motivated.
I love it.
I will have a beam today just for that commercial.
Okay.
I will do that.
I'm not much of a spirits drinker, more of a beer guy, but you know what? I might have to mix in a beam and diet. So there we go. That is today's Booze News.
You set them up and I'll knock them back, Lloyd. One by one.
We are gonna read Booze News because it's really fun.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
Nigel presents
Booze News. All right, so that was our Booze News. So, Jerry, you have a list. You know we like lists here at WIBC, especially when we're
fly lists.
That
random checklist.
Only you off-white people.
There
need
we
to worry
go.
about
There
that.
you go. Get comfortable, Brad. You're right. I'm on all the lists. So Rotten Tomatoes, which if you're not familiar with Rotten Tomatoes, they let you go in and score movies. The critics do it, and the audience will score it as well. They came out with their top 10 best TV shows of 2023. And I bet you haven't heard of 4 of these things.
Oh, I'll be surprised if I heard of 8 of them.
So a lot of these are going to be, from different parts of the world, but we do have some. Most of them are available on Netflix or Apple Plus. But I'll go ahead and name some of these off. The number 10 is Primo. It's on Freevee. I guess it's some service.
I get Freevee on one of my somewhat smart TVs.
Yep. I've never heard of that. That was number 10. Kunk on Earth is on Netflix. Never heard of it, but it's a mockumentary that started on BBC. Netflix picked it up in 2023. Kunk on Earth. I've never heard of that one. Number 8's my favorite show. I'm hooked right now. It's Reacher. Have you watched Reacher?
I have not.
You are missing out, brother.
And what?
It's on Amazon Prime. There's 2 seasons.
Okay.
Fortunately, season 2 is one of those ones where it's dropping an episode 1 time a week, so I hate when they do that. I just want to go ahead and binge it. Great show. Reacher, number 8. Number 7 is called Drops of God. Once again, never heard of it.
Drops of God. Yeah, I haven't heard of that one either.
Got an audience score of 93%, though, which is really high, and it had a critic score of 100%. So probably sucks, if we want to be honest.
Yeah. You're right.
Foundation came in at number 6. It's on Apple TV Plus.
Okay, I am 0 for 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Apple TV Plus. Foundation.
Actually, that makes it, I'm 0 for 5 on these.
Yep.
All right, go on.
Number 5, Colin from Accounts. Looks like a funny show. It had an audience score of 100 and a critic score of 94. It's an Australian TV. It started on Australian TV, has been picked up by Paramount Plus. Haven't heard of that one either, have you?
No.
Yeah, number 4 is called A Small Light. It's on Disney Plus. It started now. Have never heard it, and I have Disney Plus. But it talks about Anne Frank. It's the story of Anne Frank.
I'm familiar with the story of Anne Frank. In fact, our station program director David Wood starred in a production of Anne Frank up at the Palladium this last spring. I think it was last spring. So I'm familiar with David Wood and his version of it. I am not familiar with this show.
So it says it's about those who hit her and not necessarily her family. It was created by 2 people that were part of Grey's Anatomy. All right, so that's called A Small Light on Disney Plus about Anne Frank. Happy Valley came in at number 3. That is going to be on. Don't know. Probably not going to watch it. Probably not going to watch it. All right, started on BBC. It looks like it's a thriller. Number 2, Reservation Dogs.
Okay,
on
I'm 0 for 8.
It's on Hulu. The name probably tells you everything you need to know about this movie. Got a 100% critic score, 88% audience score. It's about the Muscogee Nation in Oklahoma.
Okay.
The number 1 show rated by Rotten Tomatoes was a cartoon called Invincible. Never seen it. I have heard of it. It's an adult cartoon series, and it is number 1 overall. It got a critic score of 100% and an audience score of 90%. So whoever these critics are and audience are, we're better off having Helen Keller give these scores.
On that last one, it doesn't matter how good it is. My wife will not watch cartoons, even if they're made for adults.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, one of my favorite Simpsons episode or lines from way early on, where Bart said, "Come on, Mom, if cartoons were meant for adults, they'd be on in prime time."
So, yeah, those are the top 10 best shows. But like I say, Reacher came in at number 8. That's a must-watch for me. That's a must-watch.
So now we've been, let's see, There was one we started. I think it's an older show, Silicon Valley.
Heard of it?
That is one. It's hard to keep us engaged. That has kept us engaged. We're anxiously awaiting the return of Yellowstone.
Never watched it.
Never watched it.
But I know everybody loved it. I never watched it.
Really?
Latinos didn't really exist during medieval times or during the cowboy ages, so it's hard for me to feel inclusive.
Apparently, they don't exist in Montana
That's
either.
right.
So.
I am ready for Game of Thrones. The new spinoff will come out next year.
Okay, now I need to get into that.
You need to get in Game of Thrones.
I've been told that it's basically porn that your wife will watch with you.
I mean, that's partially true.
Okay.
That's partially true. But it's a great show, 8 seasons. I was a big Game of Thrones guy after it was already over.
Okay.
So everybody else was all in. I watched it after it was over. Really liked it.
All right. Now, Succession is one that we go back to from time and again. Have you ever watched it?
I haven't, but I heard a lot of good things about that.
Okay. I've heard a lot of good ones about it just because, it's kind of this cutthroat family that's highly dysfunctional. But, I think that, and they own a
But
big...
it's the Biden family?
No, it's a media mogul empire.
No crackheads, none of that?
Yeah, there's crackheads.
Oh, so it's Biden family, basically.
I think it's Rupert, kind of like Rupert Murdoch and Fox News, and so that's what it is. But so there's others that are out there. But heck, I still like just watching regular old network shows. But then again, I'm getting old. I like watching documentaries about submarines, so that progressive commercial might be spot on for me.
How to not be your parents.
Yes, exactly. All right, Matt Bayer, let's take a look at the roads.
All right, Brad, looking at southbound 69, stop and go. 96 down to 82nd. We have a crash on the west side. It is 25th at High School Road. Traffic sponsored by Wendy's Peppermint Frosty. Wendy's Peppermint Frosty is back for the holidays, so take some time to chill this year. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Vanilla Frosty is temporarily unavailable. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
45 degrees on a perfect December afternoon at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, 93 WIBC.
Are your health insurance premiums making you sick? George and Megan at yourcoverage.net can help. George and Megan have helped countless individuals and families save 30 to 60% on health insurance with superior coverage. George recently saved a family of 4 $800 a month with the Aetna Network $0 deductible and $0 doctor office copay plan. This is not a government-sponsored health insurance plan. So if you're uninsured, recently lost your job, on COBRA, or are paying extremely high rates for Obamacare or your work coverage, George and Megan will help you if you meet the flexible guidelines for health insurance. Yourcoverage.net will provide you the best coverage at the lowest rate. Their goal is to give you peace of mind and the utmost in healthcare. Go to yourcoverage.net and see for yourself, or better yet, call George and Megan at 1-800-491-5500. That's 1-800-491-5500. Or go to yourcoverage.net. That's yourcoverage.net, a premium personalized healthcare plan managed and designed by you, not the government.
Paid actor portrayal.
Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. In 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected.
Ethos fast and easy online term life insurance up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been solving garage door problems for 33 years. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today.
You've been hearing me talk about how I go to 459 Barber Lounge. Tony Katz here, and the holidays are here. Now is the time to look your best and give 459 a try. Look your best for family and friends. Look your best for yourself. Go to the best. 459 has the highly skilled barbers and stylists you want with over 100 years of combined experience. They've been serving Indianapolis for 20 years, open 7 days a week, across from the Fashion Mall on 86th Street. 459online.com. 459online.com.
In this cold winter weather, many of our neighbors are looking for food, a safe place to sleep, and hope for a better life. Today, you can help the hurting people turning to Wheeler Mission for help. Give our hungry neighbors meals, shelter, and care with your gift to Wheeler Mission. You'll also provide addiction recovery, life skills, job training, and other vital care to give hope and healing during our coldest months. Please donate now at wheelermission.org. That's wheelermission.org.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
93 WIBC. Brad Klopfenstein, Jerry Lopez filling in for Hammer and Nigel today. Half that show will be back with Jerry tomorrow. So welcome back to the show, Nigel. I think Hammer comes back sometime after the first of the year.
Yep, he'll be on next Tuesday.
Okay, very good. So, so on January 2nd, you get the full show back. But in the meantime, we're having a lot of fun here, and I'm thoroughly enjoying this with you, Jerry. So thank you very much for sitting in. You can reach Jerry at Indy Spanglish on X. I am at Indiana Klopp. I am on Facebook far more than I'm on Twitter, but I'm there every once in a while. I think Jerry is the opposite of me in that regard.
Well, I'm a little bit younger, so that's how it typically works.
It is, exactly. So now, are you Gen X still?
I don't do any of that.
You don't? Okay. No. You're just Jerry.
I don't know what I would be. I'm a full-blown 80s baby. I was born 81, so full-blown 80s baby.
Okay.
Think I'm on the end of, is that the end of millennial or beginning of millennial?
You would be at the beginning of millennial or the end of Gen X.
Much like horoscopes. Don't care.
Okay, good.
Don't even understand.
I love it. So, Jerry, something near and dear to both of our hearts, bar owners.
And gambling.
And veterans organizations, coin operators. I think truck stops are in on this. There's an initiative to legalize electronic gaming terminals in their establishments here in the state of Indiana. How do you feel about this? They're looking at putting up to 5 terminals. So they're effectively like slot machines, putting up to 5, not necessarily 5 in each of their establishments. They would be tied in directly to the state of Indiana so that the state knows when they're being played, when they're being hit, when they're paying out. It's got a little, basically an ATM that is attached to them. So that's how all the payouts are handled from that instead of the bartender. The group that's behind this, they are estimating that it would, I believe, would be about $250 million a year to the state of Indiana, and then $250 million a year to both the operators and then the establishments that are hosting. You are somebody who likes to go out and throw darts and just be part of the on-premise industry. How do you feel about this?
I think it's a great idea for the business owners. And if that's your cup of tea, go ahead. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your hard-earned money. I've been known to lose a lot of parlays there on FanDuel. Mm-hmm. So sports are my thing. As a person with an IT background, I do not trust video game gambling at all.
Really?
No.
But you do trust the...
No, I think they're cheating, too. I think the athletes are cheating, too. I just would rather watch the game for 45 minutes before I get screwed. You know what I mean? Like... But I have a hard time reconciling how this is not how this is a game of skill.
Oh, it's not a game of skill.
It's a game of chance. It's completely a game of chance.
This is no different than the lottery.
Right.
So,
and that's my concern. My concern is a lot of people look at, it's probably the same for sports gambling. Mm-hmm. Same thing, all right? Except for I feel like I know a little something going in versus just pounding on the button and hoping that my numbers come up correct. I don't know how to play card games, and I've been to the Anderson Casino one time and learned very quickly I did not know what I was even doing, right? But if people want this, man, I support it 100%. If adults want to go and spend their money like this, why not?
Yeah, so I know that Illinois has legalized this, and our friend Abdul, who's from Illinois and goes back there fairly often, I've talked to him about it. And he said, he goes, there's a lot of little establishments that I'll frequent. And he goes, I'll notice. It's like, hey, you fixed up your bathroom. Where'd you get the money for that? And they said that, each of these establishments are making probably $50,000 a year, but it's enough to do a few improvements. and it's rather low stakes gaming. I think it caps out at $5.99. So it's not a life altering $1 billion.
And there's many ways. Like, so the bar that I go to, typically they have pull tabs, right? The same thing.
Right, exactly. That's just the paper version of these.
Right. So, I mean, that's no different when it comes to that. In this case, it's just going to be a monitor that you sit at, you pick your game, and then you play, right?
Right. So
I don't see any problem with it.
Okay. I'm kind of the same way.
And they're going to put them in establishments that are all 21 and over, right? Because that'd be my only other concern. It has to be in a bar where you have to at least be of gambling age to show up.
Right. So it would have to be segregated, even, just with a rope. So kind of like you have limited separation now at bars, where a bar area where you have to be 21 to go in.
Yep.
Although amazingly, the legislature got rid of that law this last year. So, but it's kind of that way where, they would have to be segregated from minors.
Yeah.
So that, you had to be 21 and over to play. But I guess I look at it, the legislature, the horse left the barn, literally, when they legalized horse racing back in the late 80s in Indiana. And then we went to the lottery, and then we went to casinos, and now we've got online sports gaming. It is no longer a moral issue. No. So now it's just a matter of picking winners and losers. And if I think if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. And if bars and VFWs and American Legions want to get into a little bit of gambling and they think it'll be good for them, nobody's holding a gun to anybody's head to play. It's, and I think the state would also, benefit. So when we go back to the $26 million that they're gaining to sell your personal information from the BMV, this would be a good way to offset that.
Yep.
In fact, those are talking points if you're part of the group that's behind this initiative.
And just a gentle reminder to those of my fellow degenerates.
Yeah.
Vegas was not built on payouts.
No.
Okay, none of this stuff was built on payouts. So gamble responsibly, have fun. Do not stake your Christmas on it. All right? Don't stake your 401k on it. Follow the rules. Don't ruin your relationship because you can't not bet on Russian hockey, okay? Like, have fun.
Of the pandemic.
Yeah, have fun, but be responsible. I gambled on more games of teams who I'd never even seen during COVID. I probably gambled on every South Korean basketball game there was. Right?
Now,
I was a huge fan of the Shanghai Dragons, right? They won a lot of games.
Did you get a jersey?
No. Won a lot of games. All right.
I learned a long time ago, I am not a good gambler. I'm good at playing things like euchre and canasta. I am good at that kind of cards. I am not good at just playing blackjack or Texas Hold'em. And I'm kind of with you. I don't exactly know. I kind of vaguely know how to play craps. I'm not a good gambler. And as you mentioned, in Vegas, the house always wins.
Oh, it's set up to beat you.
It is. So I have taken my gambling money and I will invest in things like Churchill Downs that's opening up the new casino out in Terre Haute. They always say it's good to be the house. I can't necessarily own the house myself, but I can at least have a little piece of that house. Yep. And I feel that my gambling dollars are better spent in that regard.
Now, I do think that I would enjoy, so I like doing the sports gambling, but I think I would really enjoy going to see the horses run. Now, I haven't done that yet, and I would love to do that.
Now, I have done that. So
that's at Indiana Downs, right?
Yeah, so Indiana Downs. So I think they run the sulkies up in Anderson and the thoroughbreds down in Shelbyville. Those are fun just because there's action.
Yeah.
They only run a race every half an hour or so. So you go down, you get the anticipation, you drop a $2 bet and, you do whatever.
You lose $2.
Yeah, so it's $2, but I like being able to sit up next to the fence. You can watch them come through. It is a fun evening. They're probably not making much money on my $2 bets, but they are making money on the fact that I'm going to probably have 5 beers while I'm there.
Right. They get you like Costco. You come for the $1.50 hot dog and soda, and you leave with $300 worth of groceries.
Yeah. Now, I have heard that at the casino portions of those, sometimes when you walk in, there's the giant machines that are the novelty machine. Allegedly, those pay out at a much higher rate because they want people to walk in and see somebody winning, saying, "Oh, this casino pays out." It's
makes sense.
The loosest slots.
Yeah, I'm trying to do like Vegas Vacation. Walk out there.
Are you rusty?
Yeah. Mr. Papa Giorgio, your car is here.
I love it. I love his line. Entourages are expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm more the Clark Griswold type. So I don't know. So, do you invest in anything? Do you have like a portfolio?
I mean, I mess around a little bit. That was one of the things my dad passed on to us was, the Merrill Lynch person that would talk to us and all that. But, as young as I was at the time, I tried to be really aggressive. And now with the change of the economy, it's like really just 401k and we're going to ride the rest out.
Yeah. No, like I say, that is my form of gambling. It's that and insurance, I guess. So good luck to the people that are trying to legalize the video gaming terminals in Indiana. I'm curious to see if they get any sort of hearing on that, or if it just gets buried based on the casinos. It is 5:29 to 93 WIBC. Let's check in with Harrison Silcox in the news.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It happened on I-70. Cloudy skies, 45 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. All clear under your radar. Low temps tonight drop to the lower 30s with clouds sticking around. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 529. A person was hit and killed by a car last night.
And state police are trying to figure out why. I'm Ryan Hedrick. State Police Sergeant Matt Ames says there was no disabled vehicles in the area at the time of the accident.
Our troopers are still trying to work on to find out where the individual came from and, of course, identify the individual that is involved in this incident.
The accident happened in Clay County on 70 westbound near mile marker 22. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A woman from Noblesville was arrested after leading police on a chase through 3 counties Monday. The Hamilton County Sheriff's Office tried pulling over a suspicious car driven by Tammy Hunter near an abandoned home. Hunter hit the gas pedal and surrendered after nearly 20 minutes in Tipton County. She was arrested on charges of reckless driving and resisting law enforcement. 3 U.S. military bases in the Middle East were attacked.
Overnight, President Biden ordered the U.S. military to strike a series of targets belonging to an Iranian-backed Iraqi Shia militia in Iraq. We know, according to U.S. Central Command, that 3 separate targets were hit and they were destroyed. It also comes as Israeli forces remain on high alert after an airstrike yesterday in Syria killed IRGC commander Saeed Razi Mousavi. We're also following reports today out of the Red Sea where another commercial vessel was hit by missiles fired back by Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen. The owner of that commercial vessel said that no people on board were injured.
Fox's Trey Yingst, a married couple, faced several battery charges for fighting each other on Christmas Eve. Donnie Burgess reports.
Christmas is usually a time of joy and giving, but something went wrong in the Rogers home on the 24th. The Vermilion County Sheriff's Office were called about a domestic disturbance. Apparently, Amanda and Tobias Rogers had been fighting. The cops took Amanda away, but it was Tobias who put up a fight, getting aggressive with the deputy before finally being tased. He was taken to jail. Donnie Burgess, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Forecasters in Indianapolis say you can expect more mild temperatures for the rest of the week.
Tomorrow on Wednesday, we'll have highs around 46. On Thursday and Friday, highs in the lower 40s. And even on Saturday, highs in the lower 40s as well.
Jason Puma with the National Weather Service says expect colder weather next week. With traffic at 5:31, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, it is inbound 69. That's still stop and go from 96th Street down to 82nd. Everything else is looking pretty good if you're coming back from the airport, whether you be heading out to Terre Haute or Indianapolis. I-70 looks fine at the moment from the Ronald Reagan Parkway Airport Collector in both directions. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
A mostly cloudy night ahead with patchy fog developing overnight with lows dropping to the low 30s. Wednesday will rise into the mid 40s under mostly cloudy skies, staying rain-free as well. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
93 WIBC, Brad Klopfenstein, Jerry Lopez filling in for Hammer and Nigel today. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday afternoon, and thank you for not turning the dial. I know that we're not the people that you normally hear. However, we're trying to be 85% as entertaining. I don't know. Jerry, what do you think? Are we hitting the mark?
We're getting close. We're getting close.
80, 85, 86, whatever it takes.
Passing.
We are. This is kind of a pass-fail gig.
It's passing.
And as I said earlier, we are playing with house money. So, yeah, we could be entertaining or not. the show's going to go on, and the guys are going to be back on their own at some point. Although you're going to be back in here tomorrow with Nigel, correct?
Yep, Nigel and I will be back tomorrow. Yeah, we'll catch up with him, see how he's feeling, and I'm sure he's got a lot to say. He's been shut down for about a week, so I'm sure he's got a lot on his mind. You'll want to make sure you tune in tomorrow for sure.
Oh, yeah, I'll be tuning in for sure. So, Jerry, I'm trying to remember where this was sent to me, and this is from a concession stand at Soldier Field. It's a hot dog stand, and they're talking about all the different toppings they have on their dogs that you can get. And now, before I get into the toppings, I did want to note it does say at the bottom of their the list on the side of the stand, it says all prices include a lot of taxes.
Yeah,
I love this guy. I need to find out who this guy is and what he does. But it says on the stand that let's see. Let me look at this again. It says, we will not serve you a hot dog with ketchup, even if you ask for a dog with everything. The only way that you'll get ketchup is if you perform a dance at the stand. And then it says, you must dance for your ketchup. We are serious.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about this?
That's a clown move, considering this is in Chicago and they want to give you a hot dog with a pickle spear on it. I would just want ketchup.
What about the sport peppers and the neon green relish?
Don't even know what any of that stuff is. I'll pass.
Okay.
I'll pass. I'm just a mustard and ketchup kind of guy.
Really?
Yeah, very simple. I like my hot dogs simple. Little burnt.
No relish, no onion?
No, I'll take onions.
Okay.
I'll take onions. I'll do chili. I'll do meat, stuff like that. But ketchup is a staple. I don't know. Maybe it's a Chicago thing. They don't do ketchup on hot dogs.
It is. Now, I just thought of this years ago, and I'm not sure how many years ago this was, but I saw a study that was put out. You know, Indiana, and a lot of these studies, we end up second or third as far as production or consumption of different things. The one thing that Central Indiana is number one on over any other thing, ketchup. We consume more ketchup per capita than any other place in the world.
I bet ranch is up there, too.
Oh, it's got to be.
Ranch is the new ketchup.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah.
So, yes. So we're number one in ketchup. Thank you, Red Gold. No wonder they do so well around here. So, Jerry, there's an article in the Daily Mail. It says major U.S. chains, including Target, CVS, Macy's, and Rite Aid, were behind nearly 3,000 store closings this last year. How do you feel about this? Is there going to be more to come?
Definitely more to come. I think Bed Bath & Beyond was the big one, right? 896 locations closed, bankruptcy, the whole nine.
Yep.
What do they say? Predicting 2,847 locations closing. Rite Aid's the next one. Amazon, Walmart. All these stores are closing, and I think it's just because we're able to shop from home now.
So, how often do you go out and do actual shopping at stores? How often do you do delivery? How much do you get from Amazon?
I think the majority of the time that I go to a store, I'm probably just walking around. I don't know how often I go into a store to purchase things anymore. Most of my purchases are done online. I would say 90% of my purchases are done online.
Really? Now see, I run the Lawrence Chamber of Commerce, so I'm more of a shop local kind of guy.
Sure.
And I do my very best to shop local, but I know it is so easy that from your phone, now you can get them, they'll grocery shop for you. I go back and forth. I guess ease and convenience. Americans have always gone with ease and convenience. I do think it's funny that, years ago, at least when I was a kid, it was a big deal to get the JCPenney catalog or the Sears catalog, and you'd flip through it and you'd order it, and then, a week or two later it'd show up and you'd have to go pick it up at the department store, and then suddenly the stores got bigger and you could just buy the merchandise right there, and now we're going back to ordering stuff effectively out of an online catalog.
Yep. So I got a notification today we had purchased something for my mom and my daughter for Christmas, and both purchases were delayed. And I can't tell you how upset I am right now that I have to go to the post office to pick up this package because it had to be signed for something ridiculous.
Did you ask for that?
No, I didn't ask for that. But I got a notification on my phone that they attempted to deliver at 3:55 this morning.
3:55?
It's on my phone right now on Amazon.
Do you have like a Ring doorbell?
No.
So
I just don't get it. I don't get it. But the fact that I have to go there to pick it up lets you know how often I go shop. Like I don't even want to go to the post office. Send it back. But you can tell all these stores are closing. Just take a walk through our mall.
Yeah, well, yeah, any mall, and it's trying to think. Hamilton Town Center, I think, does okay.
Clay Terrace out in Carmel is
okay.
They've done away with a big portion of that. They're putting in some condos or something, trying to turn it into a live here, work here, eat here kind of situation. So if that place is doing bad, right? How many others are in the same boat?
Yeah. Now, it was a sad day. There was the Carsons that was in the old Ellis Ayers downtown here at Washington and Meridian, and they closed, I think, right before the pandemic. But I got to tell you, that was a hard day in the Kloffenstein household because almost everything I owned came out of that store. And, yeah, now I guess I struggle with ordering things online. Inevitably, it doesn't fit. The quality's not right. I hate the having to send it back. I want to just be able to touch something, see if it's made well, put it on, try it on, see if it's going to fit, if it's going to look good on me.
You're doing too much. I don't even try things on when I go to the store. I just grab my size and I leave. If it's wrong, it's wrong.
So then what happens if it's wrong? It just goes into the pile of things.
Somebody else takes it back for me. I'm not taking it back.
Wow.
I don't try on anything. Just give me a large and everything.
So now, have you ever done like the delivery services?
Like groceries and
stuff? Yeah.
Yep.
So what is it's Instacart is one. I think Kroger does
Kroger's
their
the one
own.
that I use. Yeah, I think Instacart's part of Kroger.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've done that.
So, okay. So, yeah, we did a couple Instacarts.
Super
just before
convenient.
the
You can even
holidays.
pick when it's delivered.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 My wife did that. And I do all our grocery shopping. And I go back and forth. I actually kind of enjoy the grocery shopping.
Right.
Your wife trusts you with the grocery shopping? Wow.
Brother, if you only knew.
You don't have to send photos of everything that you're buying?
Yeah, I do 80% of the cooking as well. So I guess if I'm going to cook it, I'm going to buy it.
I know why you're married.
Oh, trust me. My wife's got a great deal. Just ask her. So I don't know. I still like doing it, and I will do it probably until they pry that supermarket from my cold, dead hand.
I think the only thing that makes me uncomfortable is the amount of strangers that now come to your house with delivery services.
Yes.
Right? So like if my girls are home, I don't answer the door. Don't if somebody knocks, ignore it. I don't need delivery people dropping off things while my kids are home, or if we're all home and somebody goes and knock, nobody's answering the door. We don't know who's been vetted by any of these people. And the reality is my DoorDasher's name will say Jennifer 90% of the time, and 90% of the time Manuel is the one dropping off my DoorDash. So I don't even know how vetted any of these people are. And when it comes to safety and security of my house, that's my number one concern.
So now we live in a 4-unit condo. I'm always amazed at how diligent or undiligent they are on the deliveries. I mean, sometimes it will make it into the common area and it'll be off the street. There's other times it barely makes it to the steps off the sidewalk. And yeah, I guess you could probably report that and they'll score the driver. But I would say more often than not, I'm having to do a fair amount of legwork on the last stretch of this thing. Have you ever been porch pirated?
No, never.
I caught some dude doing it to my neighbors. I used to live over by Community East Hospital, and I knew that my neighbor had a box. I just happened to be looking out the window, and I saw a strange car I'd never seen before with some dude kept looking around. It was like everything you'd seen, and he was just, yeah. He looked, and then he picked it up and got in the car, and they drove away.
I was really worried during Christmas. Every time I got a notification that something was delivered, I was sending a text like, it's on the porch, it's on the porch, it's on the porch. Just because I didn't want anybody's Christmas to be ruined by some buffoon driving by and seeing an easy target.
No, we're going out of town the end of this week. I may or may not be having a HelloFresh delivered.
I'll grab it for you.
Oh, thanks. I'll let you know if it's there. You can cook it too. You're listening to Brad Kloffenstein, Jerry Lopez filling in for Hammer and Nigel.
Basements get a bad rap. Probably because so many of them are wet, leaky, and musty. Thanks to screenwriters, crawl spaces aren't very popular either. Michaelis is putting an end to the horror show. Their time-tested waterproofing systems eliminate and prevent water issues. Damp and moldy becomes clean and healthy. And their French drains, vapor barriers, and encapsulation techniques turn crawl spaces into a Disney set. Yeah, okay, that probably went a bit far. But with over 35 years' experience, they have a lot of homeowners enjoying their basements again. Think Michaelis. And think how nice it would be to get rid of foundation cracks, basement leaks, damp smells, and all the nightmares that come with them. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Call 844-FIX-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
The Voice of Health Minute with Dr. Robert Prather of Holistic Integration. So let's talk about what's in the kids' health box that we're providing. 6 supplements.
A chewable Conjuplex, a chewable Imuplex, so that kids can chew them up, and our grandkids actually like them. Elderberry C, kitty flora to get their gut flora out. Yeah. Zinc Somoplex, which is a very mild zinc. It helps the body to absorb and doesn't get the body out of balance. If we give stronger zinc, we always like to test it beforehand. And then we also have a vitamin A drop.
Our price for the whole kids' health box is $150. Very affordable. If this would change your child or your grandchild's health, to be able to build their immune system strong. On sale now, you can go to our website at The Voice of Health Radio. You can call into our office at 317-848-8048. The Voice of Health with Dr. Robert Prather. Sundays at 8 p.m. or anytime at thevoiceofhealthradio.com.
Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield and Common Threads has teamed up with the Indiana Fever to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies, Inc.
Let Bill Estes put you behind the wheel of the powerhouse brands that define American toughness. Ford, Chevy, Ram, and GMC. BillEstesTrucks.com. BillEstesTrucks.com.
I'd rather be folding laundry.
This is gonna be fun.
Said no one ever. Also, no one enjoys wasting time in traffic. That's why we love saving you time. Matt Baer Traffic.
Backups are already starting.
On 93 WIBC.
Matt Baer, how are those roads looking?
Pretty good, actually. 465, no problem. Just watch out for the work zones on the northeast side with Clear Path Northeast, and then the I-69 construction on the south side. By the way, northbound 37 is fine from Epler up to 465, even though it's a construction zone and it's wide open at the moment. Also, inbound 69, stop and go from 96th Street down to 82nd. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
45 degrees at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, 93 WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Nice job, producer Carl. B-52s. We just let this go. This is like a 5.5 minute song. Shoot, this could take us all the way up to the news at the top of the hour, probably. Brad Klopfenstein, Jerry Lopez sitting in for Hammer and Nigel. They are off enjoying their holiday. Nigel is back with Jerry tomorrow afternoon. Jerry, how can people get a hold of you if they want to comment on what we've been talking about?
Yeah, so the easiest way to find me is on X or Twitter. I'm at Indy, like the abbreviation for the city, Spanglish, like what my mother speaks, at Indy Spanglish. I do a really good job of trying to respond to people. Give me a follow. I'll give you one back. And, yeah, let's chop it up, have some fun.
Very nice. You can find me at Indiana Klopp on X/Twitter. It's easier to find me on my Facebook page. I've got it's just Brad Klopfenstein. Nice little fan page left over from my days of being a politician. Now I'm a reformed politician. And Jerry, it's a lot more enjoyable to sit here with you. I'll tell you that much for sure.
You know, I will pass that on to my children because they don't like talking to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. You're charming. Plus, you once they turn 21, then you try to avoid them because you're afraid you're going to see them out at the bars.
That's true. You got to learn how to play darts before you can hang out with Dad. Can't be out here solely in the name.
Yeah. So, Jerry, if I told you that you were the path of totality, what would you do?
I would be scared. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds scary.
Well, let me tell you, we have an eclipse coming up on April 8th. And this is not one of those little measly partial eclipses or lunar eclipse. This is a full-blown solar eclipse, and we are in the path of totality.
Does that mean I need those funny glasses?
You are going to need the funny glasses. Now, I'll tell you, the Greater Lawrence Chamber, we just turned in an order last week for 10,000 of those funny glasses. Thank you, Purple Ribbon Office Solutions, for sponsoring those glasses. And we're going to be distributing those. So this is something I've been working on for the last year and a half. And the last time there was a full solar eclipse that hit the United States, I believe, was 2017. And that went through like kind of northern Kentucky, just south of Evansville. And I was down in Evansville for that. So I was in the area that had the 99%. And I hear that is way different than being in the area of 100% totality. But I was at a chamber execs conference here about a year and a half ago, and I was talking to some of the people from Kentucky and elsewhere that were in that path of totality, and they're like, Brad, listen, you are in this next path of totality. You cannot start planning soon enough. It doesn't matter how much you plan. You are going to be overwhelmed. You cannot do enough to get in front of this. So Visit Indy is estimating roughly 400,000 people will be coming into central Indiana. So for stargazers, or really anybody, I mean, it's such a unique occurrence. People will be coming in from all directions. So this path of totality is only about 40 miles wide. So it's basically going to go from Lebanon down to like Shelbyville, Greensburg. But if you imagine a path that runs from about Evansville up I-69 and then to Fort Wayne and then over to Cleveland and Buffalo, that's going to be this path. So at least in Lawrence, we have been preparing for quite some time for this influx of people. And a lot of that is because we got the Fort Harrison State Park that's out there.
So part of that, you said April 8th. I just did a little look up on the calendar. For those of you who want to know, April 8th of next year is a Monday.
It is a Monday.
So it will be a work day. And it's going to start around 1:50. Totality's at 3:06.
Yep.
And it'll end at 4:23.
Yes.
So you might not remember it now, but as the day gets closer, you will be in a position to watch this because chances are you'll be to office and it'll be all anybody's talking about.
People will talk about it. So when I say that we got out in front of it, so in addition to having our glasses purchased, and we'll hand some of those out, at least in Lawrence, we've actually scheduled bands. We're going to have Jay Baker playing.
Oh, yeah. Love Jay Baker.
Yeah.
Love
So
Jay
we've got
Baker.
Jay Baker's going to be playing at the Lawrence Community Park there by the soccer fields. Heck, we've got a run that's planned that weekend. That morning, the Y is doing Eclipse Yoga. And then we've got an opening band. I'm trying to remember their name, but yeah. So Jay Baker is going to play, and then about 15 minutes before totality, going to stop. We're going to gaze, and then Jay Baker is going to play for another hour and a half once it's done. And some of that is just we know there's going to be enough people out in Lawrence. The traffic is going to be a nightmare when it's over. So the more we can hold people for a little bit and let traffic disperse, the better. But yeah, if you're out and about, put that on your calendar. Come on out to Lawrence because I know we've got food trucks and all sorts of things. So, Jerry, one other thing I wanted to hit out in California, Pizza Hut has announced they are laying off all of their delivery drivers.
So what happens when you need $20 an hour? Right? They raised that minimum age, or not minimum, the minimum wage for those drivers, and Pizza Hut responded and let them all go.
Yeah. So how do you feel about this? I mean,
it sucks for them, but I get it from a business standpoint. You can price yourself out of the market, and that's what we're seeing.
Right.
Nobody is trying to say that a living wage is $7.50. I'm also saying that $7.50 is not meant to be a living wage.
No, it is a starting wage.
Right.
And
my first job was McDonald's. I made $7 an hour. It's not meant for Jerry with children to pay that now.
Yeah. So everybody who says, oh, California is some utopia. No, California is pricing themselves right out of the market. You were listening to Brad Kloppenstein, Jerry Lopez. We're sitting in today for the Hammer and Nigel show. We'll be back with one more hour.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey there, it's Hammer and Nigel with some fantastic news from AAA Hoosier Motor Club. For a limited time, our listeners can grab a 1-year AAA Classic membership and enjoy a whopping 50% off. I can vouch for the savings. My AAA membership practically pays for itself.
And let's talk about their legendary roadside service. Flat tire, dead battery, run out of gas, lock your keys in the car. AAA's got your back 24/7, 365. Visit AAA.com/gift. 844-GO-AAA-GO or swing by your local AAA office today.
My name is Donita, and I cared for my mother for 8.5 years. There were times where I was like, I can't do this alone. Then I found CareForth. They gave me the resources and the confidence to care for Mom at home. They even paid me. I'm so happy I was able to care for Mom, but even more grateful I wasn't alone. When I say they're like family, I mean it.
Caring for a loved one at home? Get support and get paid by visiting careforth.com. That's careforth.com.
Were you born from 1945 to 1965? People born during these years are 5 times more likely to have hepatitis C. But most people don't know they are infected. So even if you try to eat right, exercise, and take care of yourself, you can still have hepatitis C, a serious liver disease that often has no symptoms. In fact, people can live with hepatitis C for decades without feeling or looking sick. But over time, hepatitis C can cause serious health problems, including liver damage, liver failure, or even liver cancer. Getting tested is the only way to know if you're infected with hepatitis C. That's why the CDC recommends everyone born from 1945 to 1965 get a blood test for hepatitis C. Treatments are available that can cure this disease. So talk to your doctor about getting tested. It could save your life. A message from the CDC.
Hey, honey, take your blood pressure medication.
Thanks, dear.
Daddy,
Yeah, Mikey.
are you going to the hospital again for a heart attack?
No, son. Bad medication from a fake online pharmacy sent me to the hospital. My pills didn't have enough of the right medicine for my blood pressure. We learned the hard way that it's important to buy medication only from sites that have either been approved by NABP or that end in .pharmacy, so we know they're safe. Okay?
Okay, Daddy.
Many rogue online pharmacies sell medications with too much, too little, or the wrong medicine, and counterfeiters may even use harmful fillers to make cheap pills. The National Association of Boards of Pharmacy urges everyone to make sure their online pharmacy is legitimate and to watch in coming months for more websites with a .pharmacy URL. These have been vetted as safe and legal. Learn more at safe.pharmacy, a public service from the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy.
I'm a firefighter.
A teacher.
I'm a farmer. I'm a barber.
A waitress.
A mom.
We're all part of your community. Every day we move in and out of each other's busy lives.
It's easy to take for granted all the little moments that make up our everyday.
Some are good, others not so much.
But that's life. It's when you experience a moment of uncertainty, something or someone's behavior that doesn't seem quite right.
These are the moments to take a pause.
Because if something doesn't feel right, it's probably not. It's not about paranoia
Or being afraid.
It's about standing up and protecting our communities.
One detail at a time.
because a lot of little details can become a pattern.
We
We trust our instincts.
just like you should.
Because only you know what's not supposed to be in your everyday.
So protect your everyday.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
It's hard to keep track of all the health information that comes your way, but you still want to make the right decisions. Here's an easy one. Get tested for hepatitis C. It's a leading cause of liver cancer and often has no symptoms. People born from 1945 to 1965 are 5 times more likely to have hepatitis C. The good news is that now it can be cured. Talk with your doctor about getting a blood test for hepatitis C. Know for sure. A message from the CDC.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Alex Brown. Tipton-based Chariot Automotive Group is looking to address a growing shortage of automotive technicians by appealing to high school students with its automotive technician education pathway. Jim Wolf with Chariot says the shortage is being felt in north central Indiana.
These folks today are highly trained, highly skilled, highly educated individuals, of course, working on the types of vehicles we're all driving today. With the shortage, we decided at Chariot Auto to grow our own and start offering this program for our high schoolers.
Juniors and seniors participating in the program can earn college credit from Ivy Tech with the opportunity for a job and apprenticeship with Chariot. Ray's Bio, a San Diego-based company that is building a large factory in Indianapolis to make radioisotopes for cancer treatment, will soon be acquired by pharmaceutical company Bristol-Myers Squibb for $4.1 billion. The company is investing $45 million in the 63,000 square foot building in Indy, with production expected to begin in the first half of 2024. The Indiana Builders Association board has selected Kenny Reinbrecht to serve as the organization's 2024 president. Reinbrecht is the founder of Reinbrecht Homes, based in the Gibson County town of Haubstadt. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
At Indiana University, we're undaunted by challenge. We take the lead, we don't follow the crowd. Embracing the future with creativity and bravery, unapologetically optimistic, equipped with the knowledge and intention to change the world. Because bold is who we are. 9 campuses, 1 purpose. Creating tomorrow, today. Indiana University. Bring on tomorrow. Join us at iu.edu.
The Indiana Department of Transportation and infrastructure design firm HNTB are set to hold a public hearing next month for a project to improve Interstate 64 in southern Indiana. Improve 64 aims to reduce congestion and improve safety by adding travel lanes, reconfiguring certain interchanges, and replacing or rehabbing bridges and pavement. The public hearing is scheduled for January 11th at 6 p.m. at the New Albany-Floyd County Schools Educational Support Center in New Albany. I'm Alex Brown for 93 WIBC.
It takes everyone in the community working together to create a brighter future. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Visit liveunited.org to learn how you can help.
Coming up in 2 minutes, what you can expect from your forecast the rest of the week. Donnie Burgess reports about a fight on Christmas Eve. And state police are investigating after someone was hit by a car on I-70 last night. All that and more coming up after Fox News Radio. From the Peterman Brothers Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical Studios, you're listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis at 6 o'clock.
U.S. troops under attack again in northern Iraq. I'm Ann Carrick, Fox News. U.S. forces retaliating against Hezbollah strikes and attacks against its troops. Fox's Trey Yingst reports from Tel Aviv.
Overnight, President Biden ordered the U.S. military to strike a number of targets belonging to Iran-backed militias in Iraq. The airstrikes came in response to a drone attack against the Erbil air base that houses U.S. service members. 3 Americans were injured in that attack, 1 critically. It also comes as Israeli forces remain on high alert after an airstrike yesterday in Syria killed IRGC Commander Saeed Razi Mousavi. Now, in response to that strike, Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi said, quote, "This act is a sign of the Zionist regime's frustration and weakness in the region, for which it will certainly pay the price." It also comes as new fire took place along Israel's northern border with Lebanon, the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah firing into Israeli territory once again.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says his country is expanding its fight in Gaza, calling this a long battle nowhere near finished. Israel's defense minister saying this morning his country is being attacked from 7 different threats and responded to 6, adding anyone who attacks them is a potential target. Ukraine reports it damaged a Russian warship.
Ukraine says it has destroyed a large warship in Feodosia docked in Crimea. A large explosion was seen and many captured it on video. Russian officials said the ship was damaged and that 1 person was killed. Moscow also says air defense systems destroyed the Ukrainian fighter jets that were involved. While Ukraine does have an air force and some jets, they are expecting F-16 fighter jets imminently. The British government says Ukrainian pilots have just completed basic training and are now learning to fly the F-16s in Denmark. 4 days ago, the Dutch Prime Minister told Kyiv to expect the delivery of 18 F-16 jets. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
America is listening to Fox News.
'93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Not going to cool down anytime soon. 44 degrees, cloudy downtown. Your radar's clear. Low of about 31 expected tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 6:02. Forecasters in Indianapolis say you can expect more mild temperatures for the rest of the week.
Tomorrow on Wednesday, we'll have highs around 46. On Thursday and Friday, highs in the lower 40s. And even on Saturday, highs in the lower 40s as well.
Jason Puma with the National Weather Service says it's about 20 degrees warmer than typical for this time of year. A married couple faced several battery charges for fighting each other on Christmas Eve. Donnie Burgess reports.
Christmas is usually a time of joy and giving, but something went wrong in the Rogers home on the 24th. The Vermilion County Sheriff's Office were called about a domestic disturbance. Apparently, Amanda and Tobias Rogers had been fighting. The cops took Amanda away, but it was Tobias who put up a fight, getting aggressive with the deputy before finally being tased. He was taken to jail. Donnie Burgess, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
State police are investigating after a person was hit and killed by a car while walking on I-70 Monday night.
You're traveling down Interstate 70. You're just trying to get from point A to point B. However, just in the middle of the roadway, you have a pedestrian that unfortunately gets struck. That's a very traumatic experience for that driver and any individuals that would have been located in the vehicle with them.
State Police Sergeant Matt Ames says they're trying to figure out what that person was doing at the interstate in Clay County last night. A sale in the pharmaceutical industry involves a facility in the capital city. Sam Fritz reports.
Bristol-Myers Squibb announced a merger agreement on Tuesday that sees the Princeton-based biopharmaceutical company acquiring Raise Bio for $4.1 billion. The sale includes Raise Bio's new Indianapolis drug production facility. That facility is in the final stages of construction, with the drug production set to begin in the first half of 2024. In a statement on the company's website, Raise Bio says Indianapolis was chosen for this manufacturing facility due to its central location in the United States. The merger acquisition is expected to be finalized in the first half of 2024. Sam Fritz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather at 6:04.
No more joint pain. It's not necessary to live another year in pain. Call QC Kinetics right now and make 2024 the year you are back to living a normal life again. Tony Katz here, and QC Kinetics can give you your life back.